my God. I don't know why, but it's on this screen of me reading a history paper, but I feel like I've been caught on short stack goblins for some reason. It's weird. Because I didn't intend for this to be on screen. I feel like I've been caught with short stack goblins on screen. Almost hit it. But no, it's okay. It's okay to have a history paper on screen. I'm gonna be okay. So. Hello, fake Alec Kyle Parker. This is my short stack goblins on screen. Hold up. We have many controversial topics today to go over. Did you know this? Did you know this about me? Oh, there is the Twitch chat. Hello, Twitch chat. Even though typically nobody watches me on. Did I miss the tax folder? No, it's here. It's on screen. My tax folder is on screen. It's a history paper about Bandera. Because of that one viewer, there once came to the chat and was like, how can you be Polish and support Ukraine since Bandera? And I got baited. Then I looked into, on screen, I looked into a paper. And it turns out actually that this particular paper is really good because it's written by a very well-established author that wrote about Bandera. He wrote the first academic researched biography on Bandera. Okay, fake Kyle Parker just came in chat and said Lucy and nothing else. Well, I'm sorry, what? I think it needs to be a tagline. Giggle and hemorrhoids? Why hemorrhoids? Why giggle and hemorrhoids? Do you think I have them? Is that it? Are you saying I've got hemorrhoids? Vouch is streaming. Speaking of the devil. Yawn? What do you mean yawn? What are you talking about, Conrad? Also, once again, we're being attacked by drones. I'm back in Kyiv and there's been anti-air. There's been drone noises, you know, the buzzing, the characteristic buzzing that you can hear when drones are up and about. Maybe we'll get explosions during stream, who knows? It's going to be exciting. I've got my window open. Maybe we'll get a drone visitor. How quaint, right? Let's see. This is quite a good paper. Johnny FD. ICO rules. Wait, Lithuania struck by Russian drone in NATO airspace? I have to say, I have to check it out. The enforcer is apparently some sort of the enforcer apparently is not a very good information source. Apparently twists the truth quite a lot, okay? From what I heard. Do not trust the enforcer. That is my advice to you. Will you heed my advice? Will you not trust the enforcer? I have to check. I don't trust the enforcer. Will you always talk about her? Does she edit for you? Okay, who am I supposed to talk about? What streamer do you want me? I can talk about President Sunday if you want. Let's snipe some streamers and see what they're up to, okay? I feel like fake Alec Parker only criticizes me. I feel always criticized by fake Alec Parker. What's happening? Oh, President Sunday is watching Aiko. So I will not make fake Alec Parker happy.
How you doing?
Not by watching President Sunday.
Like and subscribe.
And Aiko is in his chat.
No, nothing so far. Just sent a weird little meme. I don't really get it, but I'm going to assume, given the fact that both of these jokers seem to be taking no offense to the other one, calling the other one a liar, that they're both lying together. Very strange behavior. Very, very strange.
Well, yeah, okay. Yep.
That's it. Very simple. Yeah. I don't have to.
If your moral code includes manipulation and lying, then cool.
You literally Okay, hold on, Aiko. This is so funny when you literally manipulated me into giving you a story you could use for content.
We've watched this live.
How did she manipulate you into giving her a story?
You were in the wrong mind, you.
Listen, I have other stuff to do.
I know you don't have any morals. You don't care. I thought we were buddies.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I gave you my opinion.
He talks like a child for defending her friends.
Insisting that, hey,
you said her voice was like a child.
Lying to you, man. I thought we were best friends. I thought we were like brothers.
Drama as always.
You know, because Aiko's a fat man.
Genuine, what if you really get bombed on stream? Well, I guess
coded behavior. Okay.
There's only one answer to that question.
But
it's I guess I will be no more. I guess it will be my most exciting stream yet, and you definitely won't be able to write yawn if that happens. Don't worry though, if I survive and, for example, lose the laptop, then I'll just fundraise for a new one or something. Isn't that cool? Would you donate for a new laptop? Will that happen? Jesus. Who are those friends? And why are you writing in all caps?
Okay, fine, sure.
Okay, yeah, I'll find them too.
You literally came to me asking me.
You came.
Right?
Hold on, let me pull up the DM.
God, it is so hot in here.
You sent me some DM and you sent me some screenshot and you said Wiz said she didn't send them, that she's lying. Who is lying? Smug, pick one to sacrifice.
That's literally
you came to me for help. Yes, you came to me for fucking help.
He's called me once and never apologized. I'm not sure if I remember him then. Did I really scold you? Lucy will dodge the explosion? I don't think so. I doubt it.
I think she asked a question, and now you're considering her asking a question as her going down on her hands and knees.
They're hydrated Sunday while doing hardcore drama. How the Supreme Court ended trans rights. Oh, wow, okay, I love how... Okay, thank you. As a trans person, we're gonna have to watch Illegal Evil. Beautiful. That's just great, isn't it? Do you like trans rights? Are trans rights something that you like? I'm actually worried that in the current audience, the answers might be mixed.
Let me introduce you to the German Shepherd, the most intense dog breed on the planet. They're part dog, part soldier, part overthinking detective. German Shepherds are born with 2 missions in life. Protect the house, judge your life choices. Drop some food, they'll alert the authorities. You sneeze, they check if you need medical attention or backup. They've never relaxed in their life, not once, not even while dreaming. The sofa, guarded, the backyard, secured, the mailman, monitored.
That's a lie. You relax quite a while.
100% loyalty, 0% chill. They'll lie next to you, but only after clearing the perimeter.
They do relax quite a lot, actually. So that's not true. That's not accurate. Thank you, Legal Eagle. I'm full trans right. Hello, Usul. Wait, what's with the... Why did you make that face, Usul? What did I do to you? What have I done? You, AI voiceover. Yeah, but the dog is cute. Some people don't deserve it. No, but I don't like human rights as well. Oh, of course. I knew some people would not like trans rights in this audience. Young Greater and both did. I should be mad at them too. Depends on whether you apologize. For what? You have to give me context. What did I say? But the voiceover was wrong and cringe and unethical. True. I should upload Fido videos. I actually have some Fido videos. So, oh wow, yeah, I should upload Fido videos. Should I? Chat, should I start off this stream with a Fido video? Would that be a good choice? Would that be an ethical choice? Oh, I have a video that I want to show you, okay? A Fido video. Are you ready? Are you actually prepared for this epicness? I'm not sure if you are. Are you ready for a Fido VOD? No, I'm not. I'm closing my eyes. I'm not going to look. Well, I'm going to show to all of those who like it. Who are you, Usul? Why are you making such faces? I'm going to check your channel. I have no clue who this is. Usul is judging me for some reason. Yeah, sure? Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Wait, who are those friends and what did they say? And who is Usul? Okay, I'm going to show you. Oh, copy link. Okay. Paste. Paste. Oh. Okay, I guess I cannot just open it in a browser. I'm gonna have to open it in a separate window. Okay, wait. Plus, media source. I'm gonna call it Fido. Okay. View, extra large icons. Oh my god, okay. You ready? For some reason, it's like turned. I don't know why. My Fido footage is. How do I transform it? There you go. My Fido content is once again. I really like. This is Fido. You're just dodging the apology. I need the full context to apologize. I need to know what I'm apologizing for. How do you like? How do you like Fido? Isn't he the best boy? Oh, look at him. Oh my gosh. Wow. You want to see him again? You want to see him again? You can see him again if you ask nicely. What's wrong, Usul? With Zachary John's alt account. What do you have? White YouTube? Jesus? What is white YouTube? Oh, I don't know. It's just the default. If you're so... How do I even... I don't know how to change it. White YouTube. Sounds weird. The way you say it sounds weird. I don't know how to change it to dark mode on this browser. I guess it's just default. I have no clue how to change it. So it's white. No, you told me that I said that she spoke like a child because there were some friends in the wrong. How were the friends in the wrong? Who were the friends? I need to know that. You need to tell me, otherwise I cannot apologize. It's hard not to like Fido. To be G? To be great? Fido is great. I'm gonna show him to you again. Oh my god. Oh, look at him, mister. Ooh. Hey, mister. Hey, mister. Mister baby boy. Look at him. Oh my god. Oh. Oink, oink. Hey, mister. My god. What a dog. What are you doing, Usul? It's hurting my eyes. You need to change it black. Oh, how do I even do this? Hold on. Hold on. Google will help me, okay? Google. How to change YouTube to dark mode on Edge. No, that's actually quite easy. I don't abandon Fido, okay? Jesus Christ. I don't abandon Fido. I do a job. Happy now? It's dark mode. Happy now? Jesse, why can't you just be an adult and apologize? Because I don't know what I'm apologizing for. It's not an adult thing to do to just apologize without knowing the full story, okay? I've apologized plenty of times once I knew the full context, but if I don't know, then I will not apologize. And you don't want to tell me the full context. I don't know why. is that you don't like me very much. Okay, we're gonna watch a video now, okay? We're gonna do easy content about Nintendo. Do you like Nintendo? Hyper's in chat if you like Nintendo. You must apologize to Pyro for abandoning him. I did not apologize, okay? I did not abandon Fido. I did. There you go. I did. I just did. You didn't believe me, but I did. What the hell? I absolutely did. That's fine, I guess. Okay, I apologize. Jesus Christ. I apologize. Alright. We're gonna watch a video about how Nintendo can just brick your console at any moment. At a moment's notice. Horde of Tatars. Largest ethnic minority in Russia. My god. This is insane. Nintendo. Warm regards, Nintendo. Your console is now a brick. You're never gonna be able to use it again. You're just rage quitting. I apologize. Jesus Christ, what do you want? What else do you want? What am I supposed to do? How can I make you happy? It has been existing for a couple of years already. Every console can be bricked if the company found out that you do piracy. Wow. Well, let's watch this video and see what it's all about. This is from 2 hours ago. Jesus. Is it really from 2 hours ago?
Ladies, gentlemen, and NBs of the jury, you are watching Running on 3 Hours of Sleep Law Review with your host, Mooney. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm a lawyer, and this is not legal advice.
A lawyer? Oh my god. So many lawyer YouTubers lately.
The Switch 2 recently came out, and if you haven't heard, it's been raking in seemingly record numbers of both sales.
By the way, I'm just gonna remind you that fake Cal Parker promised me a Switch years ago. Okay? But wants me to apologize and yet never fulfilled the promise of getting me a Switch. Just saying. It happened. It should be on some Switch. It should be on some stream VOD. Mooney doesn't research his video. Who's Mooney? Is that the person doing this video? Moon Channel. Yeah, it's not a good video. New Mooney and it hasn't even been 3 months. Must be someone's birthday. Well, I'm gonna watch this anyway. If this is a bad and unresearched video, then I'm gonna watch it sped up to like, I don't know, 125. Is that fair? If we watch it sped up? Has been in the forefront since Nintendo changes the wording of the specific clause. I'd buy a Switch, but I would only want to play Zelda games, probably, so it doesn't add up. I mean, I maybe would play Metroid games, Mario Kart. Fire Emblem probably is on the Switch, so I'd definitely play that. I'd probably play the Mario games. There's quite a few good games. Probably play at least a few games. Mario Odyssey. No, yeah. Yeah, I've never played it. I've never played it because somebody never kept their promise, okay? Someone never kept their promise, and I was very sad about it. Do you know who never kept their promise? It was my editor. My editor never kept their promise. Okay, let's continue watching the video. You're not here to watch me whine and complain and whimper like a little pup.
And controversies. And chief amongst these Switch 2's many controversies is the allegation that Nintendo's new end-user license agreement, its new EULA, has the power to brick or disable your Nintendo Switch 2 console if you don't play by its rules. That's a terrifying idea, isn't it?
Okay, what does it mean to play by its rules, though? Oh, you don't have a job? Well, I hope you get one. What do you do? What's your specialty? Yeah, this is troublesome because not going by the rules can be interpreted by, I don't know, many ways.
Isn't it? A company based in a totally different country has power over a physical object that you purchased and own. Nintendo has the power to see into your console, understand what you are doing to it, and take that console from you if they don't like what they see. Your beloved Switch 2 that you paid X amount of money for could suddenly be bricked. But fear not, dear viewers. For the truth of the matter is that Nintendo has always been able and allowed to brick your devices. Furthermore, just about every other video game console you own is likely subject to similar provisions, whether it's made by Microsoft, Sony, or even everyone's favorite so-called good guy, Valve. And this legal power to brick exists, even if
Valve is a good guy? I've never heard such a thing, okay? I've never heard anybody say that Valve is a good guy. Wait, how old are you, Conrad? I thought you could vote. I thought you voted for... Was it... Zandberg? You never gave me your address. You never asked me for my address. Okay, you never asked me for my address. I can vote. You have to be 18 to vote. Wait, you still haven't gone to university even though you're 18? What happened?
in Japan, even in Europe, even in Brazil, to some extent. For you see, the power to brick your device is not an exclusive quirk of American IP law per se, but of international IP law. Because of American IP law. There are a lot of moving parts here, but my rather controversial opinion, perhaps, is that this switch to bricking business ultimately isn't a big deal in isolation. Excluding a provision from a EULA does not mean that the power doesn't exist. It is virtually always better.
Okay, in isolation. So when is it a problem? Because I assume that there are situations in which it becomes very much a problem. So I guess we'll listen
for everyone when companies are transparent about the powers that they have over you. This having been said, I think the wider EULA issue is but a symptom of a much larger problem in the industry and in IP law as a whole, though not for reasons specifically related to Nintendo. As such, we'll explore both the reasons why I think this bricking business isn't a big deal in isolation, but also why this is actually a massive deal in a broader sense. I'm Mooney, this is Moon Channel, and this video is brought to you by our sponsor, Mantis Sleep. I jumped at the opportunity to be sponsored by our friends here at Mantis.
No, we're not doing this.
Now, before we get into any exploration of the law itself, let's review the facts of our case. On or about May 8th, 2025, Stephen Totillo over at GameFile.news produced an excellent and comprehensive report on various changes made to the Nintendo Account User Agreement and the Nintendo Privacy Policy. These are contracts that you as a Nintendo product purchaser and user must abide by if you are to use said product. Totillo notes that most of the changes made were to the Nintendo Account User Agreement, which is an end-user license agreement, or EULA, specifically pertaining to the use of one's Nintendo account. You will note right away that neither the Nintendo Account User Agreement nor the Privacy Policy Agreement specifically pertain to the Switch 2 console. Indeed, the Switch 2, like any console produced by any company, has its own EULA. We'll get to that EULA in just a little bit, but let's return for a moment to Totillo's analysis. Totillo notes that the Nintendo account EULA was updated with the following language. Without limitation, you agree that you may not A. Publish, copy, modify, reverse engineer, lease, rent, decompile, disassemble, distribute, offer for sale, or create derivative works of any portion of the Nintendo account services. B. Bypass, modify, decrypt, defeat, tamper with, or otherwise circumvent any of the functions or protections of the Nintendo account services, including through the use of any hardware or software that would cause the Nintendo account services to operate other than in accordance with its documentation and intended use. C. Obtain, install, or use any unauthorized copies of Nintendo account services, or D. Exploit the Nintendo account services in any manner other than to use them in accordance with the applicable documentation and intended use, in each case without Nintendo's written consent or express authorization, or unless otherwise expressly permitted by applicable law. You acknowledge that if you fail to comply with the foregoing restrictions, Nintendo may render the Nintendo account services and/or the applicable Nintendo device permanently unusable in whole or in part. Totillo
Wow, this is not like a genocide definition. We're gonna destroy your console in whole or in part. We're gonna genocide your console. For example, the new Ubisoft user agreement says that you have to destroy your game when Ubisoft stops supporting the game. I know, it's wild, it's crazy. I don't even know what to say to that. That's just insane. Stop killing games. Maybe there should be a stop killing consoles movement. It means I can't get one either. Fake out Cal Parker is full of excuses tonight.
Concludes from this reading that, and I quote, if you modify your Switch, obtain pirated copies of games, or do anything else that wasn't intended by Nintendo without their okay, they reserve the right to brick your console. Here's the thing though, right? Totillo's conclusion is too wide in scope. This updated EULA focuses on the Nintendo account. This is the Nintendo account user agreement. And in this case, the power to render the applicable Nintendo device permanently unusable in whole or in part is specifically related to Nintendo account services. Now let's be clear, Totillo isn't necessarily wrong about Nintendo's wider ability to render your console inoperable, but like a math student who has arrived at the right answer through the wrong equation, this body of text concerning Nintendo account services does not get us all the way there. This EULA exclusively pertains to misuse of one's Nintendo account. We'll get to the wider picture in just a moment. Totillo's second observation is that parents are now on the hook for their kids. The April 2021 Nintendo account user agreement merely notes that those under the age of 18 must have a parent or guardian read and accept the agreement on their behalf. Whereas the present agreement notes that the parent or guardian are also responsible for the use of the under 18 individual and any issues or claims related to the Nintendo account services. Totillo notes that this might be related to class action suits over Joy-Con drift, wherein the lawyers of the suing parents attempted to make the argument that the children had clicked on said agreements and that minors couldn't be bound by such arrangements. Totillo continues by also observing that the case was eventually dismissed, and that other such cases were settled via arbitration. Totillo also coyly asks whether the loophole has...
This does not sound interesting to me, to be honest. The parents, oh, my kid clicked it, so... Hello, Red Rose. How are you? Red Rose, how are you tonight? How are you feeling?
Finally been closed. Lastly, Totillo notes that Nintendo's privacy policy has been updated to show that it can monitor and record your video and audio interactions with other users as long as it has your consent. The original title of this section of Totillo's article was Big Mario Brother is Watching, which, while evocative, turned out to be a bit of an overreach. To Totillo's credit, the article was updated on May 9th after a Nintendo rep reached out to GameFile, clarifying that conversations are not sent to Nintendo unless a user submits them while reporting someone for problematic conduct. This is, of course, completely expected behavior and consistent with any other EULA which touches upon online communication and reporting systems.
So what is the problem again? Like, I've been given this video under the premise that there's some big problem with Nintendo, and now it's like, whatever. You know, I'm just watching this and I'm like, whatever. I'm not seeing the problem. I expected a big Nintendo drama and horribleness, and now I'm feeling very disappointed. I'm doing well. I've been really trying to figure out Linux. Well, maybe if I would have switched to Linux earlier, I would not. Whatever, I'm not gonna get into the whole having to reset the laptop. But if you... I've been advised that I better get a better laptop. So if you like me as a person, or if you like my values, my politics, and my streaming, then consider donating. If you donate, okay. Oh, I know. If you donate, I'm gonna show you some footage from what I did when I'm in Ukraine. Is that a fair deal? I hope. Is that fair? I've shown you some footage yesterday. How do you not get it? It's a broader game industry problem. If you want to get on Linux, you can try and give a helping hand. I will never donate. Thank you, Conrad. Also, how do I not get why? Linux or what the big problem is?
Systems. Totillo's article was deeply insightful, and he did a great job breaking down the various points of each agreement. However, good journalism on its own seldom brings the necessary attention to one's work, and Totillo's initial reporting, as we can see with section titles like Big Mario Brother is Watching You, or the overextension of purported scope concerning the Nintendo Account Services Agreement, was a bit, not a lot, just a bit, hyperbolic. But hyperbole and overreaction is the name of the game when it comes to news about Nintendo, and what started out as a slightly hyperbolic snowball of news flew down the mountain slope, accumulating in size as it went until the news transformed into Nintendo announces it can brick your console whenever it wants. This in turn has led to an endless parade of different posts and different articles on Nintendo's ability to brick your Switch 2. Here's a snippet from a post on the Nintendo Life forums by user Daladog dated June 15, 2025, a month after Totillo's initial article. And I quote, "Let me first start off by saying that I in no way condone piracy, but do you feel as though you really own your Switch 2 if Nintendo is allowed to do this? Seemingly, they have the right to render your console permanently unusable if you dare to modify it in any way that they don't approve of. Let that sink in for a bit. The console that you paid for, brought home and set up in your living room is not actually yours, and you are just leasing it from Nintendo, and they're just letting you borrow it with conditions. Want to fix your Joy-Con drift or put in some extra apps by yourself? Nah, sorry, that might brick your system. Curious about how your favorite games work under..."
Hold on, where? Where is it?
Under the hood? Too bad. Nintendo might remotely disable your device. You get the picture, right? Lay people like Daladog were utterly outraged by Nintendo's apparently overly strict behavior and ability to disable something that you own, almost as if you didn't own it at all. As if you were merely leasing the hardware from Nintendo. And not helping the
very disappointing. Very disappointed.
All over the internet parroting these talking points without necessarily actually understanding anything about the...
And how are the other streams not disappointing? It's dramatically improved the battery life. Linux seems to be doing pretty good. It takes much longer to boot up with it. On some apps running slower. But it does have moments of greater processing speed. Well, it takes time. The other streams are better. How? How are the other streams better and how is this one worse?
Wider legal context, these talking points are built upon.
Jesus.
As I alluded to in the introduction of this video, there are parts of this narrative that are not accurate and in isolation are also not problematic. However, there is a wider legal dynamic at play that is problematic and is not isolated to Nintendo. Unlike previous law review videos, then, what I think we'll do is we will break down the issue of Nintendo's power to brick consoles into what isn't a problem and what might be a problem, in a way that might be a bit more digestible to the layperson. We'll start our analysis proper then with some very simple questions. Can Nintendo actually brick your console? And if so, is that provision of the EULA, and thereby that power, unique to Nintendo?
Okay.
The following section might...
Finally. What isn't the problem? Nintendo could always brick your console. You own the console, you license the software.
Might seem like a bit of an offense.
We're gonna watch a bit of this, and since Conrad is very disappointed, I'm gonna move on to something else if we don't get good whatever from this. What was your major? History? Japanese culture, believe it or not. When it comes to Linux, very much depends on what distribution is. Oh, we could do a thing. God, if I had emulator, we could do a little bit of Japanese. I don't think. I don't think there's anything. I like to some help on learning Japanese. I'm trying on my own and I'm a bit overwhelmed. Well, I happen to be a licensed language teacher, and I also happen to have taught students the basics of Japanese. I actually wanted to do Japanese on this channel, but there was zero interest. Okay? Zero. Literally. Yeah, I am. What stage are you at? Stage in what? Japanese?
of Nintendo, and in a roundabout way, it kind of...
Well, I'm licensed to teach English, technically speaking, but I did teach in a language school the basics of Japanese to a group of kids.
is. I mentioned earlier that Totilo's initial article on GameFile concerning Nintendo's ability to brick your Switch arrived at the right answer using the wrong equation. Well, here's what I mean. Totilo noted that Nintendo can brick your Switch too if you utilize your Nintendo account in ways that violate the Nintendo account's license agreement. The scope of that language, however, was limited to the Nintendo account. The Switch 2 EULA proper, however, extends the scope of the language. Let's read the very first paragraph of Section 1 of the EULA together and then look at some other relevant sections in part. And I quote, "Subject to the terms of this agreement, Nintendo grants you a non-exclusive, revocable license to use the software solely on the console for your personal non-commercial use. For clarity, the software is licensed, not sold to you, and you may not make use of the software except as expressly authorized by this agreement. Without limitation," here we go again, "you agree that you may not A. publish, copy, modify, reverse engineer, lease, rent, decompile, disassemble, distribute, offer for sale, or create derivative works of any portion of the software, B. bypass," you know what? Let's skip this part. Etc., etc., you acknowledge that if you fail to comply with the foregoing restrictions, Nintendo may render the console and or the software permanently unusable in whole or in part.
Like genocide. Genociding your console.
Section 2 has a similar provision. After the software is updated or changed, including without limitation in connection with an update, any existing or future unauthorized modification of the console or the software or the use of an unauthorized device in connection with the console may render the console and/or the software permanently unusable in whole or in part. And Section 5 also has a similar provision. Without limiting the foregoing, you acknowledge and agree that if Nintendo in its sole discretion determines or reasonably suspects that you have violated this agreement or our community guidelines, Nintendo may implement technical measures designed to disable your access to or use of any or all of the software or the console. So in essence, yes, Nintendo can brick your console, but this is not a problem in isolation, in my opinion, for two important reasons. The first reason is, this is nothing new. The power to brick your console has always existed. And though you may have been ignorant of it, and though it may at times have been obfuscated from you, it was always in Nintendo's power to remove the functionality of your console via manipulation of its software. Let me give you an analogy. Let's say you're attending Moon Channel University and you're in Professor Mooney's classroom. On the first day of class, you review the syllabus and discover, hey, there's no provision here that says I can't cheat. So on the first exam, you plagiarize an essay and you copy the work of your neighbor, only for Assistant Professor Larita Shine to discover you cheating. You are brought to Principal Maya, who declares...
This is very uninteresting. I'm sorry, this video does not interest me. There's a problem. Okay, the bigger picture, because... Bigger picture. Let's go to the bigger picture.
これから世界会議を始めるぞ。世界中の問題をみんなで一つ一つ解決していこうじゃないか。難しい問題も俺たちが力を合わせればきっといい方向に行く。君たちの率直な意見をぜひここで聞かせてくれ。じゃあまず俺から行くぞ。今話題の地球温暖化だけど、でっかいヒーローをみんなで作って地球をガードしてもらえば OK だと思うんだよ。ちなみに反対意見は認めないぞ。
In 1947, the General...
See, I said something in Japanese just now. Will not accept objections.
Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, or GATT, was signed between the various trading nations of the world minus the communist bloc, with the primary focus of reducing tariffs and quotas for goods, and building the foundations of a system of global free trade. For its time, GATT was quite revolutionary, but by the 80s, global trade had radically changed. Instead of just moving physical goods around, you had to figure out how trade works relative to services, or ownership rights of agricultural goods, or new pharmaceuticals, and of course, intellectual property. GATT, you see, didn't cover patents or software or enforcement mechanisms or any of that stuff. And the developed countries of the world wanted stronger protections for their new export sectors. Thus, in September of 1986, 123 different countries came together in Punta del...
Did you know that Poland created its own pirated console? Did you know how... Well, not Poland, it didn't create it. Like, Poland had its own, like, little pirated console that it brought to Poland and sold it. Like Nintendo its own little Nintendo that was the Pegasus. Do you know what the Pegasus is? We might just jump straight into and talk about the Pegasus console. Based Poland. Yeah, Poland didn't just pirate games. Poland had a whole pirate console. I'm just gonna jump into it right now, actually, because it's actually pretty interesting. Google Pegasus Consola Wiki. And then we're gonna watch some videos maybe of the Pegasus. Pegasus. It has an English wiki. The Pegasus is a Famicom clone that was sold in the Czech Republic, Poland, Indonesia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, and the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia during the early to mid 1990s. This is how it looked like. Although there were variations on how the Pegasus looked like. So I guess Nintendo could not break your Pegasus because it was a whole separate console. The system was manufactured in Taiwan. See, this is exactly why I support Taiwan, okay? It's because it manufactured the Pegasus. Like, if you're looking for reasons why we should support Taiwan, this is it, okay? The Pegasus is the primary reason why we should be in support of this wonderful country. And built to resemble the Nintendo Famicom, the first Nintendo console. Pegasus, like most known NES clones, was compatible with 60-pin Famicom cartridges and partially compatible with some NES games through the use of a special converter. The typical retail set included the system and 2 detachable game pads, with added turbo buttons for 4 in total. 6 buttons controllers also existed. Power supply, RF cable, and blah 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 blah. In Poland, Pegasus was marketed by Bobmark. I still remember that company, Bobmark International, established in 1991. The first model, called MT777DX, became very popular between 1992 and 1993. I want to Google the model and see if that was the one that I had. Yep, that was the one that I had. This is exactly the one that I had. How do you like it? Isn't it a beauty? This is exactly the console that I had. Oh, the nostalgia. It's flooding me. True, Taiwan should be free so they can make more Pegasi. Isn't it a beauty? What do you think? Is my console very popular? Bobmark released new consoles like the Super Pegasus, NES clone designed to look like the Super Nintendo, and Pegasus Game Boy, which was a cheaper clone of the Game Boy. I've never seen Pegasus Game Boy, so we're gonna Google it right now. The Pegasus Game Boy? Like, even I've never heard of that. Okay. I've never heard of the Pegasus Game Boy. So we're gonna take a look. Pegasus Game Boy. Oh my god. I cannot believe this existed. Okay, now I'm... Pegasus Game Boy. Oh, wrong thing. Which was cheaper clone of the Game Boy. 1994, due to changes in Polish copyright law, Bobmark stopped publishing bootleg games and bought the unofficial license to software published by Codemasters, Sachen, and Western Technologies, distributing them in Asian cartridges. The most popular of these releases were the bundles Pegasus Golden 4 and Pegasus Golden 5, which contained Codemasters games. I had those games. I had the Golden 5, actually, interesting enough. Bob Mark also released a new model called IQ 502 with a unique design. In late 1994, Nintendo started to sell their official products in Nintendo Entertainment System in Poland. At the same time, Bob Mark began to sell official Sega products like the Sega Mega Drive, Game Gear, and Master System. I did not know that. As part of their move to more legal venues, the Pegasus brand began to slowly lose its importance due to cheaper clones entering the market in new generation consoles. Bob Mark tried to move to newer 16-bit console with the Power Pegasus, a Mega Drive clone bundled with official Sega games, but sales weren't as good as those of the 8-bit Pegasus. Bob Mark continued to sell Sega and Pegasus products until the late 1990s, when its founder, due to heavy losses, left the market and began to invest in hoop drinks. Hoop drinks. In Indonesia, Spica sold the Pegasus based on Microgenius. So we're gonna watch some videos, if you don't mind. Do you mind? Hey, do you mind if we watch some videos on Pegasus? Pegasus console. Pegasus, a Famicom from Poland. There you go. Retro Tech Corner. Are you excited for this video? I've given you this little intro. And now we can watch about the Polish Nintendo console that could not be bricked. Ready? So we're still live, right? We're still okay, right? Yes. Okay. So where's Dr. Johns? Dr. Johns just came in to tell me that I abandoned my dog and was like, and it's gone.
Hi.
Hey.
Today we'll do something different. There will be no repairs, no soldering, or anything like that. Today we'll talk about Pegasus, a family of Famiclones sold in Poland in early 90s.
Oh my gosh.
Pegasus, or Pegasus, because
Pegasus. This is mine. This is my Pegasus, okay? I had this exact model to the far left. This is why I'm a leftist, because I had the far left Pegasus model. This is the grandfather of those plug-and-play consoles with 100 plus games that are all just rips off SNES games. Yes, exactly. And I had it. And I played it a lot. I've played this a lot. What do you mean, no, you didn't? What the hell? What the hell do you mean, no, you didn't?
that's how the name would be pronounced in Poland, was quite interesting phenomenon, as it introduced console gaming to an entire generation of kids. I mean, sure, we had our Ataris, Commodores, or Sinclairs, but consoles were...
Do you know what I played on it, by the way? I'm going to show you a game that I played on it. I'm going to show you what I've played on this, okay? Ninja Gaiden 3 NES gameplay. I played this. This is what I played as a kid. We are so all over the place. Let's go to the gameplay section. CIA analyst deceased, killed on mission, Cardinal. Ryu Hayabusa, descendant of the Dragon Clan, eliminated Irene Liu. I killed Irene? No. I won't press until I find who killed Irene and framed me. Wow. So I played this. Look at the gameplay. It's a really good game. Oh! Wow. Wow. Huh. This is a really good game for its time. What power-up did he pick up? Is he gonna use it? Oh, I guess not. There's gonna be a boss battle. There you go. That's the power-up. Perfect. No damage. So what do you think? Isn't this a good game? Ninja Gaiden. How old are you, dinosaur? You're not my viewer if you don't know how old I am. My first console was the original Xbox that I got at the right before the Xbox One was announced. Wow. I could see little Lucy going ham on this. I know, right? Why are you being so rude today, Conrad? It's so rude of you. I played only on Ninja Gaiden game, but I really liked it. It was one of the 3D ones. My friend donated to me. Sega Genesis, and my favorite game was Sonic. Well, I don't. You don't what?
Were pretty much non-existent in Eastern Bloc countries at that time.
No way Pegasus had a whole commercial. No way in hell. I don't believe it. Really? The Pegasus had a commercial? You're kidding me. It had a commercial. It did. Oh my god. A pirated commercial for a pirated console. This is so crazy.
Rodzinna gra komputerowa.
Pegasus Family Game.
Oh my god. Oh. Really? Pegasus Family Game. Look, you should watch my old streams when I say it.
So, let's start with a bit of history. Early 90s were the wild beginnings of capitalism in Poland. Everybody was trying their luck in business. And so was Mr. Jutkiewicz, a businessman importing cheap clothing from Asia and reselling it in Poland. And so, during one of his business trips to Asia, he encountered cheap Famicom clones in Taiwan. Combine those cheap unlicensed clones with cheap unlicensed games, lack of intellectual property,
Gry I filmy. Games and movies.
laws in Poland at that time, and that's how the idea of selling those in Poland
Oh my gosh.
started. Mr. Jutkiewicz got some financial help from another businessman, Mr. Wojtyga, and soon Bob Mark Company was born in 1992.
I used to have this pistol as well. It did not work very well.
They wanted their own trademark for those Famiclones, so Mr. Wojtyga came up with the name Pegasus. The first model sold was Pegasus MT7.
Oh, I had this. And it came with a pistol.
77DX, which was usually bundled
Oh my god.
with a 168-in-1 compilation cartridge,
Yeah, I had it. I had this cartridge.
which contained about 20 or 30 unique games, and the rest was just hacks and bootlegs or exact same game with just different name.
True. That is true. What's wrong with my VTuber avatar? I mean, be a investigative journalist. Be an investigative journalist and check my older streams.
The console was sold in a nice packaging, which was a simple and shameless copy of Nintendo box, including color palette, screenshots of games, Nintendo logo, and even a photo of Happy American Family, where NES was simply removed and replaced with Pegasus, but they forgot about the original NES controllers and NES cartridge. Bob Mark also started big promotional campaign,
Oh, I know this. I remember this one.
both in TV and press, and Pegasus
I had the Golden
became
5.
a huge hit pretty much overnight. It is estimated that over 1 million consoles were sold, and that's not even taking other consoles
I think everybody had this console. I trust that everybody had this
into
console.
consideration. MT777DX design was pretty much exact copy of original Famicom. It was based on two custom chips manufactured by well-known and reputable company UMC, which by the way exists to this day, but for some reason they don't advertise the fact they cloned and manufactured Nintendo chips. The two chips were UA
Their claim to fame.
6527P, which was a clone of Famicom's CPU RP2A03, and UA6538, which was a clone of Famicom's PPU RP2C02 chip. As for the design of the case, it was clearly based on original Famicom. It has rounded edges, detachable controllers, but apart from that, it's pretty much exact copy of Famicom. One key difference, though, was the addition of composite video and audio, which were not present in original Famicom.
Oh, it's an upgrade. But the Pegasus was an upgrade over the original Nintendo console.
Also, the controllers were pretty much identical, but had 4 buttons, 2 of which acted as turbo. It is unclear what company manufactured MT777DX. There are speculations, but they are just speculations, and the original manufacturer will probably never be found. Soon after the release of original Pegasus
In Taiwan, apparently.
and its huge success, the company released a new improved model, IQ502. It was most likely
I never had this one.
manufactured by Microgenius and based on their IQ502 console. It had much better and modern looking case, well built with good quality plastics. It also had
This looks more like the
much
SNES.
better controllers, a lot better in fact, and they were a pleasure to use.
I never used this controller.
There were 3 revisions of IQ502. First one was based on the same architecture and chips as original MT777DX and original Famicom. But quality was really good and gaming experience was equally good. Second revision was based on a NES on a chip design. All custom chips were replaced by one chip, namely UMC UM6561. The chip performed excellent in what it was supposed to do, not worse, if not better, than original MT777DX. It ran cooler and required less power. They use exact same case as the first revision and
Yes. Nintendo should have sent that cease and desist behind the Iron Curtain. Also, it's the 90s. You're mistaken, Dr. Johns. This was the early 90s, not 80s. In the early 90s, there was no Iron Curtain anymore. This was the early days of Polish capitalism, okay? So there was no Iron Curtain anymore. The Soviet Union was done in the early 90s. Yeah, so your argument is out. Your argument is out, Dr. Johns.
Overall, I consider this revision to be the best Pegasus you can get. Third revision, which I don't have by the way, was a clear cost-cutting exercise. The chip has been soldered directly to the PCB and covered with epoxy, and I don't know what chip they used, but I'm assuming another revision of UMC's UM656.
Why did they keep revising the chips? Like, is it to make them cheaper? Like, they all did the same thing. They all just copied Famicom. I don't get it. Why did they keep revising those chips? What purpose was there to do it? It just makes no sense to me. I mean, the USSR fell in 1991, so technically it lived into the early 90s. Yeah, but you know, our console called Mario. Yeah, I played Mario on the Pegasus. Of course I did.
6.1. There's a clear difference between this revision and previous revisions when it comes to generated picture quality, which is not as sharp and has worse washed out colors. Sound is surprisingly good though. The case has also changed.
Wait, the further the versions of the Pegasus, the worse it performed? What the hell? This is just so stupid.
They used cheap and thin plastics and it made a big difference. Also, the cartridge slot has changed and was a nightmare to use. It was hard to put the cartridge in and out. Overall, this revision feels a lot worse than previous revisions and it's definitely the worst of all original Pegasus consoles.
Contra, which I played on the Pegasus. I played this a lot.
Pegasus was utilizing Famicom-style cartridges as original NES cartridges could not be used, without an adapter obviously. As for the cartridges, well, they were produced in many variants, from simple clones of original Famicom games to hacks and compilations. I have a few examples here, original Famicom cartridge and their clones. Early ones were based on regular through-hole chips, just as Famicom. Later revisions were based on single chip, usually covered with epoxy. The manufacturers weren't creative with the naming. Some cards used an exact name and label as originals, some used a variation of original card, some changed the title just adding some random number to it. Some were misleading as the label and the name did not match what was actually on the cartridge.
Yeah.
As I mentioned before, the most popular card was 168 in 1 compilation.
Because it was added to the console. So everybody had it.
There were some good games included on the cartridge.
Mario.
Most of them were copies of original Famicom games with all copyright and quite often any references to authors stripped from the games just to keep the size manageable.
Oh my god. I haven't heard this song in so long. Oh my god.
Wanted their products to be perceived as quality, and they signed a contract with Codemasters and released a few of their games. Codemasters were known for quality games, and their NES games were no different, very good ones, though not licensed by Nintendo.
Did you have dumb drama with Baron Panara? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. He made a video about me, believe it or not.
Sold by Bob Mark were so-called Golden 4 and Golden 5. They were released in nice boxes with both English and Polish manuals.
I did have the Golden 5.
Golden 4 was
I played the Ultimate Stuntman.
A compilation of 4 games: Soccer Simulator, Go Dizzy Go, Boomerang Kid, and Super Robin Hood. Golden 5 had 5 games: Big Nose the Caveman, Micro Machines, The Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy, Ultimate Stuntman, and Big Nose Freaks Out. The games were also released as standalone cartridges, but they weren't as popular as the compilations.
I love this game, Big Nose. Look, you gotta admit that it looks pretty good, okay? You have to give me this. It has pleasing graphics. It has nice music. Oh, I watched his Holodomor question video and I criticized it. That's it. Because Badam Penada is a Holodomor denialist, so whatever, it happens. It's my most viewed video, by the way. Someone just randomly said, oh, hey, watch this video. Well, I was playing Doom on stream. I was still a YouTuber at that point. I was like, okay, I'll watch it. I don't have super detailed facts prepared on hand to super debunk this video, but I watch it and criticize it when I see something that I don't agree with. And I watched it, and it became my by far most viewed video. Gigglers, yeah, that's what I call the viewers of this channel. He called me a pedophile in his video, by the way. That's right. Good times. I also played this, The Ultimate Stuntman. I played the hell out of this game.
All these Codemasters cartridges are sought after, and box ones are rare and really, really expensive.
I had the box version. I had the box version of this.
I have box Golden 5, but I only have Golden 4 without a box. Unfortunately, I don't have any standalone Codemasters cartridges. There was a problem though. A problem most young gamers never noticed and only realized it existed years or even decades later when they played their favorite games on original Famicom or NES. Because of the problem was the fact that Famicom games were used to manufacture those cartridges.
You never heard me use the word gigglers? Giggler?
And the games were
I do like this game as well.
NTSC, but Pegasus itself was PAL with some variations, details in the description, because we have PAL in Europe. So most of the games run much slower than originals. That, in most cases, was an advantage to the player, but as you can imagine, many of the favorite soundtracks and chiptunes were totally different. Those two models, that is MT777DX and the IQ502, were by far the most popular in Poland. Bobmark released a few other models, Super Pegasus, which was probably an attempt to refresh the line as it resembled Super Famicom or European SNES, but was still a clone of Famicom and could only play Famicom games. The release of Pegasus Game Boy was another attempt at the console market, but it wasn't a great success either. Another attempt at the console
I've honestly never heard of the Pegasus Game Boy
market, but it wasn't a great success either. Introduction of intellectual property laws in 1994 didn't help Bobmark either, so they signed a contract with Sega and registered a new company, AGES, which became an official Sega reseller in Poland. They released Sega Mega Drive or Genesis clone.
I guess this is the end of the story.
Under Pegasus brand. It had a different case but was still compatible with Sega Genesis games. It wasn't a great success, and it appears that Bobmark AGES picked the wrong horse, and with the decline of Sega they left console market entirely and started selling a well-known in Poland drink, Hop Cola, which was a clone of Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah.
I guess old.
Do you want me to cover the ContraPoints thing? Whatever, I avoided it. I've been asked, interestingly enough, believe it or not, I've been asked in Ukraine what I think of the Contra thing. Do you want me to go over it? Write in the chat. Whatever, write in the chat if you want me to do the thing. Have you ever tried Hoop Cola? Never. Yeah, whatever, I can find your age. Well, then I guess it's gonna be a secret. It's gonna be a secret, isn't it? If you donate, I'll tell you my age. Also, like the stream. It only has 3 likes. What the hell? I've never tried Hoop Cola. the cathedral. I have to Sunday orbiters at everyone. Come to stream. We have Shahid drones and news and gossip. Let's just call it gossip, okay? Oh wait, edit message. I have to add the link to the stream. We have cookies and drama and, well, we don't have drama, and that's not really what I do. But I guess you're 34. Thank you. Thank you for that. Can I hear your opinion on the ContraPoints Palestine thing? Yes, you can. I have to find ContraPoints. Okay, I actually downloaded the thing so we can read it out. I'm gonna get crucified over this, aren't I? I'm gonna get so much hate for this, won't I? Well, whatever. It's been nice. It's been nice having a channel, okay? It was a nice adventure to have a career, to be the biggest Polish. I don't know. Feels like people will hate my opinion on this. I have a feeling people will hate what I have to say on this topic. Because people really bashed ContraPoints on this stuff. And I'm not a bashing person. I'm not even sure why people care so much about what ContraPoints has to say about this topic. I really don't. ContraPoints makes fancy video essays. Why do people care so much about ContraPoints' opinions on Israel-Palestine? I have no clue. She didn't stay quiet about it because people kept badgering her about it, I think. People, why don't you make a video essay about it? Why don't you talk about it? Why don't you tell us what you think about it? And finally she was like, okay, Jesus, I'm gonna write a statement about it so that you people leave me alone. That's basically how that went. Fake Alec Kyle Parker is back because they hate trans women. Parasocial relation. It's so weird. Like, I saw this statement and I was like, oh, okay, she made a statement on this. And I didn't really care, you know? I didn't really care to even, whatever. But apparently people went crazy and did a whole pylon. You know? Apparently she committed some egregious sin, so I guess. Hello, Greater Range. You've missed me talking about the pirated version of the Nintendo console called the Pegasus. I don't know. You haven't donated anything today, so I'm starting to think you hate trans women. So you're older than that if you thank me. Got it. I am. I'm not even gonna hide it. I already told my age on stream. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, you got me. I'm not older. Yeah, I am. I am older. I'm old and decrepit. When you called me a dinosaur, you were correct, in fact. Okay, let's just get this show on the road because there's no time like the present, is there? Welcome, Greater Range. There is no time like the present to look at this beauty. Look at this beautiful console. Pegasus. So we're gonna, without further ado, we're going to get into the ContraPoint statements. Oh boy. Fake Alec Kyle Parker donated $10, which is more than Fake Alec Kyle Parker donates usually. Lucy is toxic. She's making me give her money or else she'll say I hate trans people. Yes, that is correct. Thank you for the $10. Lucy, is every audience parasocial? Kind of, yes, I guess. Although I will say this, my audience is so small, okay? This is like a benefit of my audience being super small, okay? Because usually the parasociality is like the audience is like, oh my god, I love this person and I know this person so well and we are so close, and the media figure streamer is like, I don't even know who you are. You know, this kind of thing. Like the parasociality sort of implies this one-sidedness that the one person is like fan and he feels this closeness to the person, but this closeness is not really reciprocated and the people don't really know each other very much. See, I told you rage bait. Oh, come on. But because my audience is uber small, I actually do know every single viewer, you know? And I actually do talk with most of my viewers outside of streaming, so is it still parasocial? I have no clue. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. In other words, my audience is not just a faceless mob to me. Hello, Jordan. How are you? But yes, I'm gonna devour these TikToks. TikToks. I'm gonna devour these TikToks. And then I'm gonna do the contra punching. I'm a little bit late on it, but I am not what you would call the most reliable person in the world. Like, why do you say that? Why do people expect so much of ContraPoint? She's just a random person. Because she did good video essays and has a lot of subscribers. That's why. When are you not late, lol? Me? What do you mean? The stream disappoints? Screw you, Conrad. I know you're rage baiting. Screw you, Jesus Christ. What do you mean, when am I not late? I'm always not late. I'm always on time. Boring. Oh. Wow. Okay. It is though. I'm gonna ban all of you. I'm gonna just talk to myself, okay? I'm just gonna be talking to myself. I'm not gonna ban fake Alec Cal Parker. He donated. Do it. Do it. I suppose if you never clarify a time, you can't be late. I've actually clarified the time several times, so I don't think I have an excuse. I said I would not ban you. Jesus. It's some Nintendo stuff, now some random stuff that you heard. What do you mean? ContraPoints has like over 1 million subscribers. She's not exactly random. Okay, it feels like I have an uneducated audience. I guess I guess before I even do this, I'm gonna have to show people who ContraPoints even is. I cannot believe I have to do this, but apparently that's a thing now. My aunt died last week when I had gone to visit my brother in another state. I'm sorry for your loss. But apparently now I have to show you who ContraPoints is. Oh yeah, how is your mom doing, Dr. Johns? Even though you cannot write because you are in a car. So, ContraPoints. This is ContraPoints, okay? 1.92 million subscribers. Definitely not just some random person when it comes to YouTube, at least. Okay? Stop saying such weird things. Not here, $5. I take away your crown, Conrad. Jesus. Uneducated today means not knowing some random YouTube channel. I mean, I'm not sure if it's random. 1.92 million people subscribed there. Name me a non-random channel, Conrad. But I have no clue why people are really interested in ContraPoint's views on Palestine. Is there an about section? YouTuber, philosopher, ex-philosopher. And I guess she now made a new video about conspiracy.
Group. Atlanta.
All of her videos have a really big production value. This one has 3.9 million views from 3 months ago.
Serpent DNA.
The CIA, pro-Castro Cubans, anti-Castro Cubans, Colonel Mustard on the grassy knoll with the magic bullet. America has a weird obsession with JFK. I feel like it's because of two things. One, he's hot. Two, he's dead. And it's that.
Okay. So yeah, there you go. This is ContraPoints. ContraPoints makes video essays on various topics, bunch of subscribers, bunch of viewers, and so people have expectations. People expect her to have an opinion on everything. And yes. Asmongold? Are you kidding me? Asmongold? Hassan? Oh my gosh. Personally, I like ContraPoint's content. I don't expect her to be right about everything. I don't know if I expect anyone to be right about everything all the time. I think people expect too much of her when she's just making videos about her opinions. I don't know. She's not special. She's just nice. She's entertaining and I like her stuff usually. Alright. Let's get into it. Hello, Titan Uranus. Oh, I've not seen you here in a while. How have you been, Titan Uranus? I've been thinking of getting on In Time's show to talk about the work that I've been doing in Ukraine. I have been quite busy. I've been quite busy in Kyiv, and recently I have been quite busy in Kharkiv. Is it some sort of drama for Chronically Online people? Kind of. I'm excellent. I'm often here, but can't always chat. Oh, really? To HR. There is no HR here. Right, let's go. Let's just get into it. So many leftists. So Okay, let's do it in a tone. So, many leftists feel betrayed because I haven't made a video on Palestine. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm a leftist. Maybe it's because I'm a Polish leftist. I don't feel betrayed because ContraPoints has not made a video on Palestine. I never expected ContraPoints to make a video on Palestine. I have no clue why people would expect ContraPoints to make a video on Palestine. I have no idea where this expectation comes from. As far as I'm concerned, ContraPoints has not been known to cover the topics of wars or genocide for that matter. Nick mentioned having you on soon on stream the other day. Oh, well, really? Can you link it and timestamp it so that I can show it on stream? So yeah, I have no clue where this expectation comes from. I expect you to do it. I really need my YouTuber to give me a statement. Okay, I'm pretty sure ContraPoints has not made a statement on Ukraine. I like the part in the video she plays the post 9/11 lyrics. Some people think this counter is just looking for a fight after 9/11. Man, I'd have to say that's right. Very popular song. Oh Lord, I have no idea. He streams 4 times a day now with breaking news. Damn. What a dedicated streamer. Such dedication to the craft of streaming. But you know, it's fine. So right off the bat, I have no clue. Wait, hold on. Let's go to her channel. Let's just go to her channel. Okay. ContraPoint. And let's look up some stuff, okay? Ukraine. No material, okay? Israel. Oh, there's something about Jordan Peterson. When I type in Israel, there's actually 2 videos that come up. Jordan Peterson and Conspiracy. Which, I guess, but nothing on Ukraine, so I have no clue why people, for example, expected ContraPoints to comment on Palestine but not on any other armed conflict that is going on right now. It feels strange to me. You know what I mean? Jordan Peterson, he's my favorite philosopher. Yeah, and psychologist, don't forget. Psychologist. A brilliant man that went to Russia to cure his addictions. Do they actually want a ContraPoints video about Palestine? Will they be happy if I get in the bath and pour milk on a mannequin of Benjamin Netanyahu? No. Get in the bath and pour milk on a mannequin of Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm keenly interested in what that is supposed to symbolize. I have posted about Gaza occasionally, and I've quietly given money to Palestinian aid organizations. But I don't have any money. I would not be able to give quietly to anybody if I wanted to, okay? I cannot afford to give money to anybody. In fact, I'm begging you to give me some money right now. Did she make one on the Uyghur? No, she did not. Stop, okay? She did not. But yes, like, I have no clue why she was expected to do a thing on this in particular. Because Twitter leftists are split on Ukraine for some damn reason. It wouldn't have been on brand for ContraPoints. She has done videos of her in the bath with rose petals and milk and various bath products. Yeah, I know about that, but spilling milk on Netanyahu's doll, it just feels that it would be representing something. You know? There's nobody on Twitch today watching. So I have given money. But I think what leftists really want is for me to join their chorus of anger. I mean, it is true that when someone is a big public figure, when someone has a loud voice, a lot of reach, they usually want them to take a stand when it comes to issues that they care about, right? Because they feel like if this big public figure uses that reach to give an opinion on a given topic, then that topic will naturally get more attention, right? So I guess that is one reason that they could be saying, hey, you should talk about this. But then again, there are many topics and not everybody should be talking about everything, in my opinion. Like ContraPoints is not exactly a person that focuses on war, genocide, and other stuff of such nature. So yeah, that is my opinion. Not everybody needs to be an expert on everything. If you don't focus on these subjects, usually if that's not in the scope of your activity, then in my opinion it's fine not to weigh in. Especially on your main channel or whatever. You know? Not everyone has to because again, as some people have mentioned in chat, if you're gonna talk about Gaza, then why not on this? Why not on that? Why not on everything? Why not on Myanmar? You know, that's a thing that's ongoing. It's pretty horrible. There's a lot of horrible things going on there. Jordan has donated $5 for Fido. Thank you very much for the Fido money. So yeah, they sense some hesitation on my part and are judging me very harshly on my presumed opinions. I'd rather be judged on my actual opinions, so here they are. Have people been judging ContraPoints on her unstated opinions? Has that been a thing? I haven't been. I will full disclosure. I have not been. People are very quiet on Myanmar. Oh yeah, they are. I have not been following this at all. I have not been following ContraPoint's opinions on Gaza at all. And so I have no clue if. Wait, don't worry, it gets worse. Do you mean the statement gets worse? Pretty sure people call her a Zionist online because she didn't say anything about Palestine. Did people call her a pro-Russian shill because she didn't say anything about the war in Ukraine online? Like, what is this bizarre standard? What is happening? What is that supposed to be? I don't get it. Or whatever. Or because people are dumb. I'm sorry, but Western US leftists are so stupid. Oh, I've made a video on it. My best performing video of late is me bashing Western leftists. So I guess I hit a nerve. Maybe I should criticize Western leftists more, and maybe this would give a big boost to my channel. Unironically, like it has 618 views. So maybe I should go that route. Maybe I should go the route of just criticizing Western leftists. Maybe that would be my claim to fame, wouldn't you say? Why not talk about the big, beautiful... Why not talk about beautiful things? Also, hello, Lucy. Like the big, beautiful bill? I've already talked about the big, beautiful bill. Let's do a gardening channel. I do have a garden. I do have a garden, and I could do a gardening channel. They're the ones that are too woke. Some people on Twitter will call you a Zionist for anything. That one friend. I paid Loanerbox to do 1 minute of meditation on stream today. Did he? Did he do 1 minute of meditation? Did he actually do it, or did he say thank you for your money, but I'm not doing meditation on stream? Now I'm curious. Link it. I want you to link the meditation minute, and I'm gonna watch it. If you link it, I'm gonna watch Loanerbox meditate for 1 minute. So Western leftists, I will say we deserve everyone's ounce of hate we get for being stupid. And also the people doing this were probably pro-Russia because my anti-imperialist empire. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's true. God, people are so disappointing. It was more of a react video to someone else's guided meditation. So you're not answering my question. Has Loanerbox, or has he not done 1 minute meditation on stream? And if he has, I wanna see it. I want a link. I want a link of Loanerbox doing meditation. And I want to watch it on stream, and I want to review it. I want to review his breathing techniques. Loanerbox. Why am I wearing this? I don't need it for this. I don't need it for reading text. Alright. So, is Israel committing genocide in Gaza? Yes. Do I oppose it? Yes. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. This is where this should end, okay? It should be over here, okay? Israel is committing genocide in Gaza, and I oppose it. You know what? I would be content if the statement ended here. It was closer to meditation than his other topics. Refund box. Why refund box? I don't get it. Do people donate to him and then refund the donations, or what? Many Western leftists are just very virtue signaling, and the thing that is currently popular. Obviously, it's good that they support Palestine and don't care about Ukraine. Yeah. No. That is true. That is indeed true. It is true and real, and no realer thing could be said. Are real comfortable with hate towards Slavs? Oh yeah, I've noticed. Someone accidentally donated him $400 today. Oh my god, why can somebody... Okay, I wish somebody accidentally donated to me $400, okay? Did they get a refund? Did that accidental $400 person get a refund? I'm pretty sure somebody once donated to me $300 on purpose. Because I'm such a nice and cool person. He offered a refund. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. That is fair to offer. That is nice of him to offer a refund. He's a fair bloke, that one. Did the person accept the refund? Or did it just move to private dealings? Oh my god, this is going to be such a mess, dude. This ContraPoint segment, as you can see, I'm not very eager to do it, okay? I'm jumping on every single topic under the sun to just sort of stall it. But eventually I'm going to have to return to it. And then after the stream is concluded, I'm going to have to actually edit this, or rather I'm going to have to make timestamps for this. And I'm going to have to cut out all the noise that are not related to me talking about ContraPoints. And this is going to be hell. This is going to be hell of my own making. The fact that I talk about 1 million different things apart from what I'm supposed to be talking about. Slav and the Baltics, true. Why bother? What do you mean, why bother? I mean, Loner was quiet, humble anyway. Let's read. True. The Lonerbox video ID is... What? Alright, let's see this. So, is Israel committing genocide? Yes. Do I oppose it? Yes. Do I feel angry about it? Yes. I also feel a lot of other things. Well, don't we all feel a lot of different things? And here we're going to have a counter, and there's going to be a bunch of sections of what ContraPoints feels. So let's go. 1. Doom. The week after October 7th, it was clear the mood among Israeli leaders and civilians was overwhelmingly kill or be killed. Existential panic and unstoppable lust for revenge. It reminded me of the US after 9/11. There was no reasoning or protesting them out of it. Nor was it politically feasible for the US to withdraw aid to Israel on a time frame that would make a difference. It would have required replacing most of Congress or overturning decades of bipartisan strategy and diplomacy. Even in the best case scenario, it would have taken years. So there was a sense of futility, but worse. I don't know. I feel like the US has a certain amount of leverage over Israel. It wouldn't even need to be an immediate withdrawal. Like, I feel like it would have been fine to draw some consequences from the whole October 7th attack. But then there's a whole lot of factors that go into this as well. Like the complete failure of Israeli security. Or not even mentioning the fact that the attack was done by the organization that the Israeli government has fostered themselves. Oh. They've been given a video. I've been giving a link. Show me the link. It's not timestamped. What am I supposed to do with this? Oh look, he's doing the same thing as me.
Fucking blatant. Like, imagine thinking like the fear of anti-white racism in a black majority South Africa is like an equally valid concern to Israel fearing anti-Semitism from being a Jewish minority in the Middle East. It's so fucking crazy. Anti-Semitism, majority South Africa is like an fear of this. Like the fucking anti-Semitism is so fucking. He didn't support the Bantustan. He's willing to recognize Israel and the validity of willing to recognize Israel and the validity of Zionism, whereas he didn't want to recognize Mandela was so much more willing to recognize Israel and the validity of Zionism, whereas he didn't want to apply the same solution to South Africa, like two states. He didn't support the Bantustans, obviously. I just love this. Like the fucking anti-Semitism is so fucking blatant. Like imagine thinking like the fear of anti-white racism in a black majority South Africa is like an equally valid concern to Israel fearing anti-Semitism from being a Jewish minority in the Middle East. It's so fucking crazy. God.
Is she trans as well? Yes, ContraPoints is trans. I haven't. But no, you have not timestamped the video. Misery. The leftist pro-Palestine movement quickly decided that their primary goal was not merely opposition to the genocide, but opposition to Zionism in general. That is, opposition to the existence of Israel as a Jewish state. And here they decided to draw the line, separating decent people from genocidal fascists, which had the following consequences. There's a whole conversation going on. I had one just today about Zionism, what Zionism entails, what it doesn't entail, what being anti-Zionist entails, what that means, and there's a point to be made that there's a lot of misconceptions I feel going on about what the destruction of Israel means as a state, or opposing the existence of Israel as a Jewish state, what that means. I've met people that have told me that it's not exactly the best politically, like it's not the best when it comes to being politically effective stance. Calling yourself anti-Zionist, that it feels much more politically effective to just say that you're pro-Palestine, that you believe in the self-determination of the Palestinian people, rather than to say that you are anti-Zionist, since many people will hear anti-Zionist and will come to the conclusion of, oh, so you want to chase away all Jewish people from that territory, and you want to abolish Israel as a state. Does that make sense? So I suppose, but I'm not sure I buy it. I'm not sure I entirely buy it. Because as we know, Zionism as a project entailed, like, what is packaged into Zionism as an idea, there is more to it than just Jewish people deserve a place and Jewish people and Israel deserves to exist. There's a bit more packed into the idea of Zionism than that. It's much more of a colonial project at its core than people give it, then a lot of people give it credit, especially if you look into the history of Zionism, the new type of Zionism, because there was Zionism before the Zionism that we know, but I'm not going to get into that. The old Zionism before Herzl, the father of modern Zionism, was more religious based, and it was more of a romantic idea of going to the land of Palestine before you die, to die in the promised land. And some people, of course, dreamed of going to, there were whole books written about it, go into Israel and creating this sort of utopia. Like the idea was we're going to bring our expertise, our wealth, our experience from these countries in Europe. We're going to bring all that to the land of Palestine, and the locals will love us. They will embrace us, and we will build a wonderful place, and everybody will be happy, and it will be amazing. You know, that was sort of the idea. At least with some thinkers before Herzl, and they wrote whole books about it. Some people wrote books about utopias that Jewish people would build in the land of Palestine, but they sort of did not write about the locals at all. They would sort of kind of completely omit mentioning any locals, any local population, sort of. So that was a thing as well. And then Herzl came along and created this whole notion of Jewish people being a nation in a modern sense, like German people, Polish people, French people, what have you. And since Jewish people are a nation like any other nation, they will never completely be able to assimilate into any European country. They will always be treated bad, and that they therefore deserve their own nation state, and that this nation state should be in the ancient land of Israel. I'm giving you the bare bone basics, but that was the whole idea. And that there should be a project of going and settling on those lands and creating that nation state. Right? It all gets messy when people get into ideas of a piece of land having one ethnic group bolstered over another. It never produces anything positive. We're all just social animals which migrate. Yeah. So that's basically the whole. The old Zionism sounds a whole lot reasonable than the one we got now. I mean, it was a bit different. Keep in mind that the whole international situation was a bit different as well. A lot of when Herzl emerged with his Zionism, which, by the way, keep in mind, this is a very interesting thing about Zionism that people don't know. I'm not going to even say that people don't understand it, because people just don't know it, but there was Zionism before Herzl, and when Herzl came along and became sort of this father figure to the movement, the old Zionists actually hated him. They disliked him. They said that he co-opted the movement and that he made it all about himself. So this is interesting. People don't really know that. He co-opted our movement, and he made himself a centerpiece of the movement. Also, not many people know that the father figure of Zionism died thinking that Zionism is a failure and Jewish people actually don't deserve to have anything. That was a thing that happened as well. So yes, the topic of anti-Zionism, Zionism, whether or not it is actually politically worthwhile to call yourself anti-Zionist, or maybe rather you should call yourself pro-Palestine, what the Zionist project entails. It's, people discuss that a lot. I want to see.
Okay, this is your guided meditation, okay?
All right, I want to see meditate.
Have you got
meditate
music I can listen to?
meditate for Milo. How much did you give him? How much did you give him that he decided to meditate?
There's some on my Patreon, $5 or more, and you can have a peek at all that. The Lance Jesse Singal debate. We're gonna see how long we can sustain ourselves through this. I don't think we're gonna last very long. Okay.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this show.
I don't think this is gonna be a long haul. We just need to. Okay, I actually do need guided meditation. I need to strengthen myself for this. Okay. What kind of affirmation do I need for this? Maybe endurance affirmations.
Okay, this is a very long build-up. Give me the meditation. Come on.
Unstoppable energy, physical vitality, radiant health, healing, passion, and purpose. I mean, those are just my middle names.
Wow. Oh. Okay, give me your meditation.
Okay, this is what you asked for. Hope we're ready.
Thank you for being here, dear soul. I am Kenneth, and from my heart I welcome you to this session of I Am Affirmations. Know and trust that your subconscious mind listens and absorbs every word I share, even if you may not consciously follow every affirmation that comes to you. There is no need to repeat them or make an effort to remember all of them if you don't want to. Just allow them to flow to you.
Okay.
Like you are standing in a beautiful waterfall. Completely in the present moment.
Beautiful.
Imagine that the high vibrational words I share now are your words.
Yes.
They are your reality. And only that which is for your higher good will be absorbed and reinforced by your body, mind, heart.
Can we begin?
Aligning to higher consciousness.
Higher consciousness.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
My body is the temple of my soul.
Yeah, it is.
It is the vehicle for experiencing life through all my senses.
Okay, I had enough. I've had enough. Okay, I don't have the patience. Okay, I lied. It seems like I don't have the patience. I don't have the fortitude for meditation. Okay, I thought I did. I thought I had the power to do this, but it seems like I'm weak, and I guess I just don't. Okay, I've lost patience. Okay, just what the hell was that? My body is a temple. Oh God. Jesus Christ Almighty, what was that? The hell was that? Don't use the hot water this time of year. Don't need to. I do. And I there's a heat wave, and I unironically still take a hot shower because I'm a weirdo like that. That's the weird side of YouTube. They have begun about 90% of this is just that. It already looks fake right from the start. Should just sit and quiet and not look in the chat. True. Like when they say quantum or higher vibrational spiritual plane. I actually did meditation. I actually did. You need to watch Bad Science Sunday. She covers stuff that were on steroids. Can you link it? You have a wrench. Your links will appear in the chat, so you can link some. And I'm gonna watch a video. Skill issues is better. It's better like that. You take a hot shower and then the outside feels cooler. Yeah, I do take a hot shower, but I'm gonna give you some Lucy lore. I used to work with the only real calligraphy teacher in Warsaw, or even Poland, Japanese calligraphy. And I used to attend Japanese calligraphy for free. That was sort of the merits of me helping this school of calligraphy. I helped them out a lot. I helped them organize concerts for the piano and stuff like that. And before every lesson of calligraphy, we would do a little bit of a meditation session. And what it was that we would hold our hands like this, right? We would sit, hold our hands like this, but we would rest on our lap. There would be very calm music playing around us, Japanese music, of course, sort of traditional Japanese music. And we would just sit still with our eyes closed and slowly breathe in and then breathe out. And just relax. Don't think about anything. Quiet down. And we would do this for some time. And then the calligraphy lesson proper would begin. Is there an institute for Japanese language in Poland? I don't think there's such an institution in Poland, no. You have to go to... There are adjacent places by universities that offer Japanese lessons. There are companies that offer Japanese courses, but I don't think there's a dedicated Japanese language institute. I know, for example, that there's in Warsaw, there's an Österreich Institute for German language. That's the Austrian Institute for German. Okay, let's see the link that Titan has given. I have given you some Lucy lore. You should be happy with the Lucy. Hello, Moose Watcher. Hello, Moose Watcher. You should. I take a hot shower to supplement the lack of warmth you get from human attractions. What do you mean? I interact with you all the time. But you should consider not being white. Moose Watcher. Little speech and basically empty the mind or thoughts, bringing yourselves to present functions of our biological system. That's how I view meditation, at least. Well, I view it as a bunch of breathing to calm yourself. Basically, meditation is how you just calm yourself. You just basically cool off. You know? You stabilize yourself through a lot of breathing exercises. Actually, the organization that I work with in Ukraine that offers psychological help to children teaches the kids a lot of those breathing exercises, you know, to calm them when there's a situation like missile strikes, drones, explosions, sort of regain control over their bodies, over their reactions, and then they can more calmly make decisions like what to do. They don't panic, which is very important in a situation like this. So, and that is also how they learn to cope emotionally, because they calm themselves emotionally. When you do these breathing things, you usually can also calm your emotions to a degree. For context, her co-host is Dr. Tapio Savizo, an experimental physicist, and every week they have another creator as a guest. Theodolos has done it. Can I be a guest of theirs? I was first taught to meditate almost 50 years ago to control my asthma. Yes, yeah. Like, meditation is not BS. That there's like, if you think about it as calming down, just clearing your thoughts and, well, breathing exercises. Okay, I'm so far away from the ContraPoints thing now that it's not even funny. Is that the YouTube? I'm gonna subscribe to it. Oh, we're similar size. Does that mean that I could be a guest, potentially? I literally learned to control my body in other ways through it, and now do that first and go over my day. So the TLDR on Contra, for anyone who still cares, is that she has no principles and would sell out the progressives in her audience for a modicum of clout. She's just a less successful version of PT. Who's PT? So we can get to the content Lucy actually wants to talk to. Wait, Contra is less successful? Really? I thought, hold on, I have to check that. I'm pretty sure that the ContraPoints is the more successful version of Philosophy 2. That cannot be true. That doesn't sound right. Philosophy 2, 1.66 million subscribers. ContraPoint. How much subscribers? No, ContraPoints is bigger. ContraPoints is bigger than Philosophy Tube, so I'm pretty sure. Fun fact, meditation is proven to increase brain connections. Maybe that's why I felt so smart when I did the whole calligraphy. Good dog, Hassan viewer alert. Wait, who's the Hassan viewer? What about total views? I don't know how to check total views. Is she still larger in that demographic also? I don't know how to check that. I mean, it's a bit pointless since they both spit it out and do their own thing now. Philosophy Tube is literally in Hollywood streaming shows and co-owns a website. Contra makes a single 40-minute video every year. You tell me who is more successful. I guess. I'm the more successful creator, okay? If you're looking for a successful creator, I am the successful creator because I have not sold out my morals, okay? Morally speaking, and this is important, okay? Morally speaking, I am the most successful creator ever, okay? There's no one more successful on a moral level than me. You could potentially be a guest. Very nice. Very nice. I never tried meditation, but I do know that stuff like ASMR just pisses me off instead of calming down. Such low and soft noises just piss me off. It's not the same. It's not quite the same. Game of Thrones and a Star Wars show. Most moral, eh? Yeah. You're gonna question my morality. You're gonna question me. You're gonna question me. I did a whole thing about Zionism. Okay, maybe I will return to the ContraPoint thing at some point. Hold on. Let's watch the. You should all subscribe to this channel. Titan, if you could link it in various chats of this stream, I would be very thankful. Okay, let's see. Is there any video in particular that we could look through to see a representation of what this channel does? Juneteenth, celebrating blackness. Very nice. I want to see them debunking some stuff. Ben Symes Sunday. Those who from heaven to earth came. Ancient sound technology. Ben Symes Sunday. What the fuck and other valid questions. That is a title. Contra literally tried to cozy up to JKR first chance she got. Oh, I did not know that either, actually. Because I don't really follow ContraPoints. Because I guess I have bigger things. Neuroplasticity. No, neuroplasticity is a thing. Experienced visual ASMR. I didn't know it. Everyone didn't until I was in my 30s. Lucy should try and play Cruelty Squad one day. I don't think... Let me check, okay? One moment. Cruelty Squad. I'm pretty cruel. I am a pretty cruel person myself. What is this about? Oh, Cruelty Squad. I might try it. Overwhelmingly positive. You know what? I just might. I feel like if I tried Cruelty Squad, Dr. Johns is going to be really, really frustrated with me. Because it's an FPS shooter, but sure, I'll play it. Watch a little bit of BSS stream. Just choose one and click in the middle of the stream. Okay, we're gonna do it now. I don't think you'd have fun with Cruelty Squad. It's an FPS. I have fun. I have fun with FPS games. I just suck at them. I'm proof that you can have fun with games that you're very bad at. Okay. Also, if I'm in trouble, I can always get Dr. Johns on the call. Contra shouldn't even have a Twitter for how often she deleted stuff. But I actually don't use Twitter that much. Okay, I want to look at this one.
9:30. And welcome everyone to
Welcome.
You know, it's definitely not something where...
Okay, not very good. Professor Parks does not have a very good microphone.
You would see a scientist ordinarily pose for this sort of picture. So
I wonder if it's AI generated.
So I'm wondering if it's...
Wait, you didn't have to have a glamour shots photo for...
The host has a glamorous microphone. Of course, I shouldn't be the one to talk. My microphone is awful. If you want me to get any microphone, please consider donating. Is there even such a thing as fun in Poland? Yeah, there is. Fido. Fido is my fun in Poland. It seems more like a coincidence that you can have fun in Cruelty Squad rather than a design choice. My goodness. Basically, it's an indie game that's heavy anti-capitalism. It's in its themes and message. It lampoons philosophers like Nick Land. You can see organs on stock market. The creator behind it is vehemently anti-capitalist, and yet he sells their game. They're not giving it up to us for free, which means that they themselves are in fact a capitalist. Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy at its worst. The anti-capitalist being the biggest capitalist in the end. I suck at FPS games. Also can be interpreted like I'm good at turn-based RPGs actually. Listen, I am good at turn-based RPGs actually. If you see me play Obscure Expedition, okay? I'm pretty good at Obscure Expedition 33. Socialism is when no bath, true. That is true. That is what socialism is. You should watch the CD11 video on Cruelty Squad. You should link it. Lucy, did you see the statement from the creator of Cyberpunk Edge Runner? I have not. I would love to, if you would link it. I will watch everything. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Let's watch this.
Any of your professional shit?
No. Although
wait.
I may actually be getting one soon because I'm.
What do you think I'm growing out the beard for?
Yeah, the fan. Yeah, that's gonna look spectacular.
But I'm just it's interesting to me. Like the reason why I bring this up is I didn't know how to take that, or I mean, I accepted it, but basically women were putting on their profile pictures or what have you, just images of them looking good, basically trying to own. All right, if you're going to objectify us, we might as well just boom, this is us.
Go full tits out.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Fucking deal with it. We're hot, you're not, whatever. So, and I didn't know if that was a good thing, bad thing.
I'm not inclined to think of it as a good thing. I mean, everyone is beautiful in their own right. Certainly, I don't.
I'm beautiful.
Like,
they're not really debunking. They're not really debunking anything right now. I want to see them debunk stuff.
Beard off of the plates. No true.
Okay, let's go. I want to see. I want to see debunking.
Astronomical units apart and no more than 2 light years away. Indeed, what the team determined is that they were very likely 3 objects in geosynchronous orbit.
This one does not have a date.
But they really look.
But I think this is the original one based on the resolution.
When it comes right down to it, is 3 satellites of some kind in geosynchronous orbit. But of course, in
clearly 3 satellites.
52. Okay.
Yeah, that's the point. That he's gonna point that out.
There were
also the press like on the stream. Ultra Kill is the true violent transgender game, according to the authoritative source. That's Conservapedia. Wow, now I have to play it. Now I know I have to play this game because it's aggressively transgender. What have you sent me? Sorry. Oh, there's so much to watch and react to. And I still have to finish the ContraPoints thing, even though Dr. Jones has sort of kind of maybe spared me from it in a way, but I feel like I should do my due diligence and actually finish the ContraPoints thing. If I'm to pretend to call myself a professional streamer, which I sort of kind of do, so, that's a thing. That is a thing that I pretend to be. Trying to transition me. All right, let's.
No satellites in geosynchronous orbits. Certainly no triple
That's his evidence.
Okay, we're gonna try something else. We're gonna. Oh, Bad Science Sunday. The story of Zeus and Sphinx.
Hey everybody, welcome to Bad Science Sunday, where we take a comedic approach to debunking science.
Okay, let's go.
I don't know. I haven't watched the video though, but let's watch this one.
But thank you.
What am I going to be debunking when I'm guest on this? I also want to debunk. I want to debunk stuff. Okay? Maybe I'd be debunking Russian propaganda together with them. Who knows? Spirit science, that's always good. Well, we're gonna see the Sphinx. Professions do beget ethics. That is true. I've noticed that we've had 0 Twitch viewers. Oh, that's Ember, a trans creator. I also mod for in the middle. Ooh. I see. Ember. What's their background?
We're not calling you out at all.
I'm calling you out. You talked about Magnus. That wasn't necessary. Thank you.
So people do this. I've been, I think, a little bit of everything, just because when people
Is Ember British? No, he sort of kind of looks British.
relate to you, they tend to bring you in as family. So yeah, I've been an atheist. I've been a pagan. I've been
an atheist pagan.
We have fun.
Okay, my friends, this is gonna be a hoot.
I don't doubt that.
Is there anybody alive, do you think, that doesn't know about the Sphinx?
Babies.
Probably.
I was thinking
Also-
of the uncontacted tribes, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like people in China who are just like, I don't care what's going on in Africa. I have to build iPhones.
American.
It's in Egypt, the Sphinx. I doubt that there is too many people that don't know. If you said, what about the Sphinx? I think they would understand what you were talking about.
That's probably true. I'll give him that. I do feel like most people, if that I've ever interacted with, if I said, "Do you know what Sphinx?" ringing a bell, they'd be like, "Yeah."
It's a
Does
riddle.
anybody really understand the Sphinx?
I mean, what do you mean by that? Understand this thing? It's a statue. I understand that it's a statue. Do you really understand the Sphinx and its magical properties? Bigatiste. Spaghetti. True. But I'm noticing that you're not pressing like. You're not pressing like on the stream. The Sphinx will tell you a ruler. The Sphinx will tell me a riddle.
Don't you?
You anticipated where he was going, Ember. Does anyone understand?
1.25 because Roger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's fair. Sorry.
Stupid, and he meanders a lot.
Yeah, no, I forgot about your decree, for which last week was that one weird exception about always doing
What
it
about the Sphinx?
1.25.
I think they would understand what you were talking about. Does anybody really understand the Sphinx? The answer is no.
Hey, does anybody really understand magnets?
No.
Because for
No.
$2, Left-Handed Jedi says, I am stuck.
Okay, I want to hear the guy's arguments. Come on, let the video flow for a bit.
Magnets, and magnets are stuck on me. What was that? That's from the 80s, isn't it? Band-Aids.
Bandit, yes.
Yes.
I got stuck on Bandit. I got
Band-Aids
one of
and
those.
on me.
Right here.
Let it run for a bit.
Because at hospitals,
Why does nobody understand
name brand things so they can charge
She's
more.
trying to die on us. So I told her, none of that now.
Okay, let him speak. Let him
Magnets
speak.
are demonic.
Let my people go.
I have a lab coat on.
What about a nickel, though? Hey,
You're
now we're
just-
ready to science.
Yeah, you're
A
missing that
scientist
picture.
is always
No.
fine.
You're missing a picture of Nikola Tesla so that we know it's serious.
No, I'm not.
Let's look at what the Sphinx really is and what we can determine from material evidence. Not, oh, they must have been this, they must have been that. No. Let's look at the material evidence. I do chemistry.
Do you?
Anatomy.
Wait.
Okay. And what?
No.
Do you?
Anatomy.
Atomy? What did he say? He does chemistry and what? You have to interrupt to go or get hit with copyright. Wait, he does. Okay, I did not hear that word. Can you write the word that he said? Like, I do chemistry and atomy? Whatever, I'm ready to hear about ancient aliens again. True. Anatomy. No, he did not say anatomy. This did not sound like anatomy. I thought for a second that it's like, I know what anatomy is. I know that it's like the study of the human body, but I heard him say something different. That's why I asked. Did he actually say anatomy?
Street.
Do you?
Anatomy.
Wait.
No, anatomy. He did not say anatomy. Too not enough syllables in what he said. And ketamine. She probably meant ketamine. Yeah, that's impossible. Come on. Not enough syllables. Listen back.
Do you?
Anatomy.
Anatomy. It's anatomy, not an enemy. You know? I feel like I don't know.
Wait. Oh, he knows chemistry and anatomy. I call bullshit. And for $5, Stephen Walsh says
chemistry and Jacobian trigonometry. By the way, Roger points his camera at the screen and uses a feather as a pointer because he once got excited when using his finger and broke the screen. Anemone. Slow the video down and we'll see who cancels who, Lucy. You're right.
I call
anatomy, chemistry.
Okay, we're gonna slow the video down. You asked for it.
Do you?
Anatomy.
Okay, that does not sound like anatomy. I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with this person.
Wait. Oh, he knows chemistry and anatomy. I call bullshit.
See? Now, she said anatomy, okay? She said anatomy, okay?
Oh, and for $5, Stephen Walsh says magnet jackets. Oh, is that a magnet jacket?
I will stab you.
He's talking to you, Steven.
Because of the magnet jacket.
What does it say? Your jacket.
What's on
my
your
jacket?
Yeah.
On your
it
symbol
says
there.
Sorry.
It looks like
it says a scientist is all. Do I have it? I have it. I'm wearing it inside out. Sorry.
You are a PhD physicist, sir.
I have it hanging in the hallway, but it says the scientist is always fine. Do you know how often I wear a lab coat at my work? Never, ever have I ever worn a lab coat in any context as a physicist.
That is so unprofessional. I'm not sure if I should be watching this video still. This person just admitted to never wearing a lab coat in his work.
You press the play button?
I don't know if I should keep going with this video.
By the way, that's fair.
Physiology. And then I go to the ancient texts. But I need something to support those ancient texts. And I have found all those things. And I'm
true.
Is it conjecture and supposition?
Right across the board. These ancient texts are not to be dismissed, my friends, and I will show you why.
Whenever I hear something like that, I don't know. I burst out laughing. These ancient texts are not to be dismissed, my friends. Ancient texts. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. These ancient texts, my friends, they're not to be trifled with. They're not something that you can just dismiss.
I bet he will.
These ancient texts, fabulous secrets were revealed to me, like in He-Man, through these ancient texts.
Well, if there was a story in the book of Daniel that specifically talked about the Sphinx, I don't think I would dismiss it. That would be fascinating or something. But
that would be fascinating, but that's not what happened.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good shot right here. This is where the hole in his head was. It was just a hole there. And
there was a hole there.
If you follow it down.
I mean, I could believe it. I don't know.
Yeah. Based on the trajectory of that circle, you can tell that hole would have come out of the face of the Sphinx.
Yeah, right there, and it's like nose vagina thing.
Yeah.
I have no clue where the point about the hole is going.
It hits here. Now, This is the nasal cavity right here. This is not the nasal cavity. That, I believe, is a shaft, and I believe this here is where the arrowhead was tied on here. It looks like to me. I don't know. I've had other people say the same thing. They say, yeah, you know.
What
So
the
we
hell
got an
kind of
arrowhead,
arrow?
and
And
there's
it was
there.
tied
So
onto the nose?
yeah, no, the shaft. So the shaft came in the top of the head, okay, and then came out the nose, and this right there is the arrowhead. You're cutting the
Oh, you
bottom
know
of it
what?
off.
I think Jester's been talking to your girlfriend. Never wore a lab coat.
I knew you were cheating on me!
Big scientist. No, real scientists are old and they wear lab coats all the time. They have beakers and
Lucy is an experimental physicist using lasers to get molecules to ultra-low temperatures. He doesn't need a lab coat. He especially needs a lab coat if he does the things you've described. It sounded like anatomy, but he stressed the syllabus differently. Has to be. He knows all about giant anatomy. Wow. I hate to be that person, but it's something I notice often. Wait, what do you notice? What do you notice? Where are my Twitch viewers at? It's one of those friend groups where none of them are funny, but all of them like irony. Oh, we have a dedicated troll on that channel. A fundamentalist Christian woman. Oh.
and microscopes. You have none of those things, sir.
I have a clown hair. I have a clown wig.
Yeah.
That's,
Okay.
That's valid. I mean, that's more clown wigs than I have. I had beakers and so forth. I needed to get science supplies for when Forrest Velkai came to NocoCon. He was doing a science demo show, and I got way too many beakers and shit, but I couldn't bring them home. I didn't have room in my vehicle because of all the photography stuff, so I had to donate them to a freaking mystery museum that was at the show, and I still miss them because they would have been so much fun. Alas.
True.
Alas. Andrew, what are you thinking?
Now you get it,
so
socialists.
Was
now you get it.
A Greek god that, I don't know, shot the Sphinx?
They all seem like great people, but it seems like each of them wants to tell jokes, but none of them know how. Listen, I'm alone, and I try to tell jokes, and I don't know how, and none of them land, so I'm not gonna criticize people for crappy jokes. I'm the queen of crappy jokes. I do the worst jokes, so. I know people that listen to my jokes and they laugh in this weird, exaggerated way at my jokes to make a point that they're horrible, to teach me a lesson, and I never learn it. But you know what? They try. They do try to teach me. You're in for a big reveal. You need to channel your inner Jewish comedian. The only part, like, the only times when I'm actually funny is when I become mean-spirited and sarcastic and awful. Those are the only times when I become even remotely funny, but I don't want to do that. You know? It's fine not to be funny. Most people aren't funny. I'm just curious as how they are operating as entertainers when they are not entertaining. Honestly, Lucy, how do you know they aren't just doing that to make you smile, a reward in on itself? Listen, Red Ruse just said that I wasn't entertaining. Red Rose, am I not do I not entertain you enough?
With an arrowhead.
Or
Yeah.
I have no clue where this is going,
it's
by
just
the way.
Sphinx was made out of something that deteriorated over time and the nose fell off. I don't know.
What?
It's literally the most famous nose falling off event of all time, and we live in a world where Michael Jackson existed for a while and brought that up, okay? Still more famous.
What if the Sphinx got into a fight with Medusa? Like Medusa.
Snark is usually at someone else's expense. Oh, I know. I know it is. You're entertaining me. I mean, I subscribed on tier 4 even. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I know that Snark is usually... Yeah, I know. I've been snarky to certain people recently, and I regret it, sort of, a bit. I don't know. My snark has been big in real life.
Shot it with an arrow and made it blink, and it opened its eyes, and that's why it's stone now.
Oh.
What?
Good
You're kidding
one.
me.
See, this is why I bring Ember to the party.
Yeah, that was a good one.
No, we agree that it certainly looks like that, and it certainly does. Now, the hole comes right down from the top.
Yeah, if you draw a line from here to here, then you have a line from there. Very clever, Roger.
Oh, Eddie hasn't been here in a while. Eddie hasn't been here to hear the feather story, and Andrew has not. So we haven't gone over like Roger's earliest videos, right? But I'm sorry, guys. I'm not at home, so if my mic is off or if you can't hear me, please let me know.
You sound great.
Cool. Apparently Roger used to like point at the screen with his hand, and he actually damaged a monitor. Oh. And so he's upgraded to a feather so that, and he's doing a lot better at pointing now than he was when we first started I guess going over his videos. He used to actually, like I was in our earliest days, I was concerned that he was going to break the monitor with his feather, because it's like, here, it's right here. But he's doing better.
Maya,
sir.
I want to hear the theory. I actually want to hear the theory. What's the theory behind the shaft? I didn't know this was the stream where I learned this originally. Xander deserves it though for being so violently stupid. Wait, what? Xan deserves what? What does Xan deserve? Wait, I don't think I've mentioned him today.
But I have a bingo link from Al. I gave it to you. I posted it in the chat, and then I also posted
Snark.
I messaged you in Discord. So which?
I mean, I have been a bit snarky towards poor Xander Hall. That is true. I've made the whole lock-in thing on this channel. Lock in, by the way, and press like. Don't be part of the problem. Don't be the problematic leftist viewers. Now we just need to lock in. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Whichever is easier to pin.
Whatever's clever.
If it's possible.
All right, you two talk, and I will.
Okay, I'm gonna let Roger cook for a moment then.
Different computers because not home.
Oh, did we explain the feather? He used to poke at it with his finger, the screen, constantly, and he like broke one, and people were like, "Use a feather," and he used the wrong end of the feather. So
I want to see if The feather, huh? Broke the screen. I know the lore behind the feather. Ooh, we are still an alarm, actually. Believe it or not, we are still in a drone alarm. There's 2 drones. What was that? Oh, it's nothing, actually. I actually think it was nothing. I'll keep my ear up.
Of course. Feathering is an acquired skill. I mean, how many decades did the Marquis de Sade have to study with a feather to be able to use it correctly?
Wow.
What?
That's
Talking on raw milk?
It's a whole train of thought.
She said Hercules shot all of them, or every one of the giants with arrows. That's all I can say. Okay, so he's
Giants? Hercules shot. What? What the hell is this? What? I have to listen to this. Hercules shot all the giants.
talking about the academic with arrows. She said Hercules shot all of them, or every one of the giants with arrows. That's all I can say. Okay, so he's talking about the academics are studying this stuff.
Who is he?
But they really don't study everything. They
I have no idea who he is.
Yo, as an academic, let me tell you, academics, there is an academic that is studying any goddamn thing you can imagine.
sort of hide out from certain
Until their
things.
funding gets cut.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But he just probably within academic fields, there are
many no-go areas of study. Although hard work and research within permitted areas has taught us a great deal about the previous 4,000 years of the...
What is this, 1993? In 2002, this thing, what does that mean?
What does it mean, Roger?
Yeah, I mean,
So-
because normally Roger tells us what it means.
He doesn't
and
know.
without him, society would be lost.
Like, where did the Hercules thing come from? He just kind of throws it out there. But we're only doing things based on empirical evidence and then checking with the ancient scriptures or some fucking thing. But Hercules.
Right. Well, because the Greek myths were written in.
I watched Disney's Hercules, and I haven't seen Hercules kill anybody with any arrows, okay? So that's not
to
true.
Greek scripture. So
I also played
that
Kingdom
is
Hearts.
ancient scripture because Greek's
Hercules
ancient,
was
yeah. And therefore the Sphinx used to be a real human lion thing.
It's been known to happen.
Right.
It is known.
Exactly. So Sapphire Science NIMBY's Light for $5 says the Sphinx used to be an adventure until they took an arrow to the nose. Hail Ember. Hail Ember. Hail the goddess. And hail Tap. And hail Andrew. Andrew is here. He is the holy brother. All worship him.
I mean, there's literally a Saint Andrew. It's one of them.
You're right.
My friend actually did a semester of graduate school at St. Andrews.
He's not Catholic. That would be me. I have to be Catholic because that's how Catholics get to count things and feel better about themselves. So,
well, I thought you were going to say that's how guilt.
That was a good one.
Catholic guilt is a thing. Don't underestimate that. But he is not Catholic, so he cannot be a saint. That's a rule.
Well, there are other
Okay.
deification and
I want to hear this theory.
From like some
elevate him high. That's what's
or these
I want to hear this theory.
with your chest. Listen to me, for I know more than you.
Yeah,
I want to hear the series.
Spew nonsense confidently.
Hey, as long as he's getting paid, you know.
No. It's
Is he
negating the
getting
whole
paid?
channel. Roger's an idiot. And for $2.56, the sinister porpoise says YouTubers need to wear more hats.
You know,
These are facts.
Sinister is absolutely correct.
I
because
cannot
when
afford
dealing
a
with
hat.
Roger, we
More hats.
should be wearing
cannot afford a
protective
hat.
gear.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
True. That is
Do I
true.
have one?
She came
Safety first,
prepared. You know,
Okay.
sometimes
All I
I'm
have is the
prepared,
clown
but I'm not
hat.
at home. And for $2, Chester
means 3 proverbially, regardless.
Disappointed!
Cites
I
and
love
evidence.
that.
Yet regardless of the most astute academic thesis, there remains 3 proverbially large elephants in the room. When it comes to a full or even a mere fraction of an explanation in regards to the origin of these seemingly impossibly huge pyramids remains patiently absent. No accounts, illustrations of any kind from the era exists.
That's just factually untrue. Like there are definitely diagrams of people hauling large stone blocks. This is not a thing that I've made up, right?
Yeah, no, we have documentation of them telling us how they did it.
We don't know like exactly all of the details. We don't know the exact structure of the ramps that they had to use, but we know the labor forces that were involved and the logistics.
Detail behind it, yeah, we haven't found it, but we do have documentation of them saying that they did it. I remember reading about the journal of a guy who was in charge of like hauling granite to, and I think they called it the Rise of Khufu or
Lies. Okay, I don't believe it.
I know, shock and awe. It was.
I think it's nonsense. I don't think we have any record at all.
Channel.
There's the sheer feat illogical, especially when one considers the sheer feat these structures must have been.
Yeah. I mean, they remain to this day one of the wonders of the world. They are some of the most jaw-dropping, and for most of human history, they were the most jaw-dropping things that were built.
Yeah, on demand.
It was humans.
But again, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It was humans claiming the power of the gods for the first time. Like people traveling the world, all these sea traders and land traders, they're going every which way, and they're like, "Wow, mountains! Look at mountains."
Okay, so we've done this. So you should all subscribe to this channel. Okay, we are debunking the funny theories about giants being hit with arrows and about pyramids gifted from aliens or something. It is possible that all records can be deleted by the ancient aliens. It is. I mean, evidently so. Oh, what have you linked me? What have you linked me? Copy. We're gonna take a look. Oh, you linked it again. Okay. Yeah, it is a good channel. You should all. I'm gonna link it in the other chat. YouTube. Side chat as well. So Dr. Johns has asked me to once again venture into the lands of ContraPoints. So this is exactly what I'm going to do. You didn't think I'd do it, did you? But yeah, this is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back. I'm going to continue reading the ContraPoints thing. Are you happy? Am I making you happy with this development? That's right, I'm not finished. I am not finished with the ContraPoints thing. Okay? Okay, misery. I've done a whole thing about Zionism. It shrunk the coalition. Zionists is a very broad category. Most Jews are Zionists. Kind of, I guess. At least after World War II, most Jewish people became Zionists. That was definitely not the case before World War II, though. Anyone who supports a two-state solution is a Zionist. Is that true? I don't think that's true. I don't think anyone who supports a two-state solution is a Zionist. Do you? Okay, chat. I'm gonna... My dear chatters, where else do you want it linked? Maybe Twitch, if that's okay? My dear chatters, do you think anyone who is pro two-state solution is a Zionist? Like, I don't think so. After like an hour of being off topic, we're finally back on topic. Yeah, that's me. That is the type of streamer that I am. That is indeed the type of streaming experience that I deliver. I start a topic. I kind of sort of talk about the topic. I do something else for an hour, and then I'm back on the initial topic because this is the Lucy experience. This is how I roll. This is how Lucy rolls, okay? Rolls with the punches. Beavis and Butthead. And pose Zionist. I don't know, but it doesn't really matter since the two-state solution is not viable and hasn't been viable for a while now. But is a one-state solution viable though? That's the question that I posed to the chat. Is a one-state solution more viable than a two-state solution? Okay, let's continue reading. I don't know what that's really. Depends on how the one state is set up. I mean, you'd have to do a lot to mend the immediate lust for revenge, etc. between people. Like, unless you want to see enclaves and exclaves of Israel within Palestine and vice versa. Like, I'm gonna go there because I'm such a brilliant streamer. After World War II, do you think it would be feasible to create a single state where Germans and Jewish people would live? Or do you think that would be feasible right after World War II to just be like, okay, the solution to the mess that was the Holocaust will be creating a single state with Jewish and German people? I don't know. I don't think it would sound very feasible. I'm pro two-state solution as long as both sides don't want to fuck themselves. I'm more of a, oh my god, make the atrocities stop the killing, stop the humiliation kind of theorist. I hate to say it, but oh my god, stop the killing sounds like a Donald Trump school of thought when he talks about the war in Ukraine. I just want the killing to stop. So many die. I will stop this war. Okay. Vladimir, stop. Yeah, true. Stop, Vladimir. Okay, I have to look up a word. I'm a simple girl. Just like Trump. Okay. I have to look up a word, okay? I'm gonna look up a word because I'm a nerd. Okay. Because I would say unfeasible with a U. not with an I. Not infeasible, but unfeasible. But they're synonyms, so I guess those are just synonyms. What is the difference between unfeasible with a U and infeasible with an I? What is the difference indeed? It feels like they're just the same word. Okay, it's just the same thing. I just never seen it spelled like this. Need I remind you of that whole I'd let half of the children die in Nazi Germany if it meant I could have an Israel statehood? Quote? Oh yeah, I know. Actually, I have to. I know the quote. Maybe it was Israel's first PM, I think, and I'm paraphrasing. Probably one is used in England and the other in America. Yeah. It was politically infeasible. What is the pathway that takes us from the present situation to the dissolution of Israel as a Jewish state? I don't see how this could happen without either a total internal collapse of Israeli society or else, nuclear war. I'm gonna go to the toilet and I'm just gonna mention that weirder things have happened, okay? There were changes to states without nuclear war or complete collapse, okay? Like, for example, the Soviet bloc ended and it happened without total internal collapse of societies within. The Soviet Union sort of ended without a complete collapse of society. So, I don't know. I'm gonna be right back. Welcome. Hello, I've been muted. Yes, I have been muted. Welcome. Welcome in Time Independent News. I'm just doing the ContraPoints thing because everybody has done it. Every streamer I've seen has done the muted. The whole time I'm fiddling with my stuff thinking it's me. No. It's me. It's me. I'm doing the ContraPoints. I started doing the ContraPoints thing, then I did a different thing for an hour, and then I came back and I'm doing the Contra things again. I've seen every single streamer do, and I really didn't want to do it, but I am forced to. As a Polish Jewish person, I have to take a stance, it seems, in the topic of ContraPoints talking about Palestine, because otherwise I won't be forgiven. So yeah. I don't know if I'm not so sure if a one-state solution is more feasible than a two-state solution. I've given you an example because if there's an agreement, and I assume there's an agreement that Israel is committing a genocide, then is it really feasible to say, oh, so we're just gonna create a single state with perpetrators and the victims of a genocide in it? Like, I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Actually really makes me think of after World War II, if it would be feasible to say, well, we're now going to create a single state for Jewish people and Germans to figure it out together, you know? And we know how you feel during your streams, Nick. Wow. Shade thrown. But yes. Yes. Also, if you like what I do, if you like my morals, my politics, my work in Ukraine, which revolves around children and no, we did not. We did not. And there's experience in war, consider joining the page. lucyhaza.org/live. What's left of Gaza and West Bank to make a state out of to begin with? I mean, buildings can be rebuilt. Like, that's not a problem. Warsaw was nearly 90% destroyed after World War II. Keep in mind. So, and people rebuilt. People rebuilt from zero, basically, Warsaw, for example. So it is possible, even if a lot of infrastructure is destroyed. They would just need a huge investment. It would be a huge project. Like, obviously, people in Gaza would not be able to just do it on their own. They would need I'm gonna go 15 minutes muted and have no idea. No, Lucy fixed it too quickly. I'm a professional. When I muted, need a team of engineers to fix. Listen, I do my best. I read the chat. I've seen a streamer do a whole speech to his audience and then realize, oh gosh, I'm muted. You know? That's the price you pay for being locked in. A lot of the West Bank are full of Israeli settlement, which makes it even more of a mess. I mean, the settlement should be pushed back. Okay, how much of Berlin was destroyed post World War II? How much of Berlin destroyed in World War II? Approximately 25% of Berlin was destroyed during World War II. Oh, come on. While some sources claim a higher percentage, such as 80% or even 90%, the generally accepted figure for significant damage, including uninhabitable structures, is closer to 33%. Oh, come on. Don't give me the sappy thing about Berlin, okay? Warsaw, okay? Warsaw was destroyed. Listen, I'm just showing you my Polish nationalist side. In fact, let's look it up, okay? How much of Warsaw destroyed in World War II? 85% was destroyed. This included systematic demolition of buildings, heavy artillery fire, and aerial bombing raids. We can actually watch the photos of Warsaw. Destroyed in World War II. I have no clue. I did not open. Like, you see? Like, wow. There you go. Don't listen to AI. Now checks Elon's views before answering. Not a joke. Jesus Christ. Grok. Oh. I see. Well, you know, I hijacked your point to make my own. As I do. As one does. I have hijacked your point. Okay. As usual, leftists have championed a doomed cause. Listen, I have known many leftists that have championed a very successful causes, okay? Including Polish leftists in the opposition against the government in the 70s and 80s. They championed a very successful cause because in the end, the regime in Poland fell. And we are where we are. Which incidentally led to the destruction of the state called the Polish People's Republic, which is a pretty good example of a state being destroyed and yet the country still existing. Does that make sense? Also, Contra, the support for Palestine is bigger than the civil rights movement in America. It introduced dangerous ambiguities. The vagueness of Zionism as a political statement enables all kinds of rhetorical abuses. I don't quite agree with this, to be honest. I think Zionism and Zionists have pretty specific things that come packaged with them. There's a very specific meaning to being a Zionist, very specific meaning to Zionism. On the one hand, right-wing Israelis hold up all anti-Zionist protests as existentially threatening and inherently anti-Semitic. I mean, that does not mean anything. On the other hand, there is a long history of anti-Semites using the term Zionist in deliberately equivocal ways. Anti-Semites are happy for the opportunity to misappropriate the now popular anti-Zionist label to legitimize their agenda, and many people are not informed enough about anti-Semitism to recognize when this is happening. These problems are mutually reinforcing. I mean, let's see what the other part says, but there's a very important thing to remember, and that is the Israeli state itself very deliberately conflates Jewishness with Zionism. I know because during one of the big lectures, I went to this series of lectures called the Wasted Lessons of the Holocaust. It was a very nice, I think, 2 days of lectures about genocides, proto-genocides, how those manifest, how we end up in genocide, and how we have not really learned anything from the Holocaust, sadly. And one of the speakers, the speaker that I liked the least, was a representative from Israel. And that speaker very confidently said, there is a new type of anti-Semitism upon us, and that is criticizing Israel, anti-Zionism, etc. So there is a very, very conscious, very directed conflation of these things by the Israeli state itself, because Israel can frame criticizing it as anti-Semitism itself. Elon Musk, oh my god. Grok, is that true? Grok, is this true? Dread. The online left has spent the last 20 months distributing hundreds of photos and videos of dead Palestinian children. The main effect of this has been to create a population of people in constant state of blood-boiling rage with no consequential political outlet. I fear this may be worse than useless. Anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism are conceptually not the same, and conflating them is dangerous. But in practice, the way Israel is perceived does seep out into attitudes towards Jewish people in general. I don't think Jewish people who feel isolated and wary in the current atmosphere are simply hysterical or hallucinating. Okay, so here I have had a big sort of discourse. I have had big discourse on these two passages. And the way I see them, that is my opinion, don't be mad at me, is that ContraPoints is basically criticizing the online left for contributing to the conflation of anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism by basically generating rage through showing these horrible images and that the left is basically that there is no political outlet, so there's no real way of channeling this anger at what's happening in a productive way, let's say through legislation or political action or what have you. And since there's no outlet, the only outlet that people feel is left is targeting Jewish people. I feel like that is what is being said here, and I will sort of kind of stand by it. Be anti-Semitic, support Israel. There's nothing secular humanists left alone rational about. No one's in a blood-boiling rage for that long, unless they have a way to express it. Most people are just depressed. Like Israelis preventing other ethnics which work in their communities from entering bomb shelters when Iran began to strike. That is true. Palestinians were prevented from entering shelters. The side chat became very, very quiet. Do you feel like I'm fair in my interpretation of what is being said? Do you think I'm being unfair? Do you disagree with my interpretation of these two passages? Because I've had a whole discussion about these two passages, just so you know. And I feel like a lot of the blame is being shifted on the left here, which again, I will say that the conflation of anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism is something that the Israeli state postures very consciously, okay? It is a thing that the Israeli state sort of nurtures very consciously. Waiting to hear Titan's thoughts, going to agree with whatever he says. Wow. Excellent. It's the most energy efficient way to sound intelligent. Wow. Press like on this stream, by the way. Please press like. It means a lot to me. I don't know. I know I started this by saying this, but I have no clue why people put such importance on what ContraPoints thinks about this topic in particular, when ContraPoints has not really weighted in on any other conflict. Myanmar, Ukraine, genocide in Sri Lanka, or any other conflict or genocide. It's like, yes, there's communal trauma and hypervigilance. Yes, there's disingenuous right-wing ghouls dismissing and censoring all criticism of Israel on the pretext of fighting anti-Semitism. But there's also a valid fear of historical anti-Semitic patterns recurring, and that fear gives power to the right-wing Zionist claim that only Israel can keep Jewish people safe. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? The fact that Israel allow October 7th to happen to begin with sort of kind of completely invalidates the claim that Israel can even keep Jewish people safe, doesn't it? Like, if Israel was this place that would keep Jewish people safe, then October 7th would not have really happened. It would have been prevented, wouldn't it? They're too deep. Especially when considering Likud helped fund Hamas. That's. Yeah. Welcome back, fake Kyle Parker. Welcome back from your nap. So this claim is sort of defunct to begin with. Okay, that Israel can keep Jewish people safe. Especially since there are types of Jewish people that are discriminated in Israel. There's this whole, oh God, I'm gonna go to this whole thing that Zionism distinguished, especially in its inception, between all Jewish person, new Jewish person, all Jewish person being the caricature, new Jewish person being the brave, strong warrior. Israel discriminating against the victims of the Holocaust, that was a thing as well, because the logic was that they were weak and they allowed themselves to be killed. That was a thing. A lot of people were discriminated from Poland that were sent forcefully to Israel from Poland in 1968. That was a thing as well. They didn't feel at home in Israel. Not only that, but they were also discriminated against because they were seen as an additional burden. So that whole Israel will keep Jewish people safe is a complete fiction. It's complete fiction in practice. What do you mean there's nothing you can say to that? Are you saying that are you two saying that I'm saying a bunch of nonsense? Are you saying that, I feel like you're disagreeing. I feel like there's disagreement in the air. Does this mean Israel should not be criticized and sanctioned? Absolutely not. But it's something I don't want to risk contributing to if not outweighed by tangible benefits. So I approach the issue cautiously. This I don't like, actually. Does this mean Israel should not be... Okay, let me rephrase this. Does this mean Israel should be criticized and should be sanctioned? Yes. But it's not. But it's something I don't want to risk contributing to. If not, outweighed by tangible benefits. So I approach the issue. I don't like this line of reasoning. Like is ContraPoint saying that she has no way of discussing this topic in any sort of productive way? What does that? I don't like this line. Bitterness. Much of the online left spent all of 2024 single-mindedly focused on Palestine and the complicity of democratic politicians in sending aid to Israel. This campaign had the following effect. So I don't like the idea that it's just better to do nothing. It's just better to silently be complicit in the thing that you don't think should be happening. I don't buy that. Like, much of the online left spent all of 2024 single-mindedly focused on Palestine. Is that a bad thing? 0 Palestinian lives were saved. Not one fewer bomb or bullet was fired by the IDF. Does that mean that the online left should have just been quiet about the subject? should have just been quiet about the issue. I may have slightly contributed to the re-election. It may have slightly contributed to the re-election of Donald Trump, guaranteeing that the US will put no diplomatic pressure on Netanyahu for at least 4 years. And making protests against Israel both much riskier and less effective. Trump is also incidentally a menace to me and basically everyone I care about. A perfectly enlightened being would feel no bitterness about this, but I do. Like, you would really have to demonstrate that the pro-Palestine movement has actually substantially contributed to Trump winning. At least 4 years. Just I don't like this idea of inaction is better than action. What should have online left done differently when it comes to advocating for Palestine? None of this is the fault of Palestinians, of course, who are overwhelmingly the victims here. I hope that someday American policy will shift in their favor, and I will continue to support that cause. Oh, okay. So, what exactly do you do for the American policy to shift? Nothing? Like, you just don't do anything at all? What kind of advocacy? What do you propose? Like, it's easy to criticize, but let me hold on. Uh-oh. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna read this to the end. TLDR. Oh, there you go. I see the situation as bleak, intractable, extremely divisive, and devoid of any element that could be appropriately transformed into political entertainment. That's why I haven't made a video about it. Hopefully it goes without saying that these are just my thoughts. I'm sure the other BreadTubers have different opinions. So I guess if it can be entertainment, then it should not be talked about as the TLDR, which is a bit of a weird thing to say, but well, it is what it is. If there's no entertainment to be derived from it, then I guess it shouldn't be done. Well, then I guess I'm screwed because I don't think people will derive much entertainment of the thing that I'm going to prepare about children experiences in war. I guess I'm done then, since I don't like whatever I'm gonna do in the video format from the children thing that I'm doing. I don't feel like the aim will be for people to derive entertainment from it. I don't think entertainment is the goal of certain things. I don't think entertainment is always the goal. Well, I guess on that I guess I'm gonna give my TLDR. I feel like ContraPoints should have just, I don't know. If she wanted to stay out of it, she should have just stayed out of it. Ignored the criticism. and said, I just don't want to comment on this topic, but it's weird to all of a sudden now come out with this sort of thing. Sorry, trans people can have rights because we can't make the funny about it. True. No entertainment value to be derived here. Just weird. It's weird. I don't. Well, on this fun note, I think we are going to finish for tonight. This stream has been a mess. I have no clue how I'm going to make the timestamps work. I'm raiding you into somebody. Vegcom. Okay. Both sides, JK Rowling. Alright, I'll see you. I'll see you soon, I think. Maybe from Poland, maybe still from here. Alright? It's today already for me. Okay, bye-bye. Can we end with a meditation? There you go. Meditation. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I had fun? Nice, thank you. Thank you for saying that. I hope you enjoyed and you tune in more. I'm trying to grow from a micro content creator to a small one. Okay.